Back, everyone, to another session of Crituitous RP. Thank you very much for joining us tonight as we continue our dungeon delve into the Tomb of the Nine Gods within the Tomb of Annihilation adventure. We, once again, don't have Matthew here. Don't worry, it's not because his character's dead and he's not with us anymore. He will be back next week, I believe. Before we jump into the recap and we jump headfirst into all the traps and wonderful puzzles within the tomb, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to all of our newest followers and our new family members. We have Juju2112, A00578637, Soup Gargoyle, Gun Capsling Bad, Wow Endigo, probably M Magics, Rankiak Peter, and Rafiki89. Thank you very much, everyone, for your follows. Please make sure to follow us if you like what we do. Follow us, even if you don't. We like seeing that number climb up. And if you don't, why not? Please. We work so hard. Anyways, so share us with all your friends. You can follow us on Twitter. We are at Crituitous RP. You can follow along on our Tumblr. That is crituitousrp.tumblr.com. And you can join us for some fun out-of-game chat and roleplay by visiting our Patreon. That is patreon.com/Teevent. So, without any further ado, our adventurers had managed to collect all of the puzzle cubes. They had a bit of a hiccup when all of the puzzle cubes got whisked away somewhere and ended up having to go back to the tomb, the shrines, to collect them all again. But they managed to get all of the cubes, headed to the Tomb of the Nine Gods, and began to explore. Our heroes didn't really explore too much of the tomb as of right now, playing by being a little tentative, I want to say. After getting through some traps that were disguised but not disguised traps, our party found themselves facing a little girl's skull that was on fire. Sad. The doomed child. After destroying the flame skull, a skull on a skeleton, like a full-on animated skeleton, no ligaments, no flesh or anything, broke its arms and started chasing after Pichu to stab him. The party killed the thing easily, not a problem, and found that the back of this skeleton's head had a triangle in the back. So we will rejoin the adventure right where we left off. Pijo, Carmen, and Zola are inside the room. Averine is holding onto a shield, keeping the mouth open of the trap here. And I believe the last thing that happened was both candles went out. So the party can assume the next person to travel either in or out of that mouth, the thing is going to try to clamp down on. Towers outside in bear form, and Shargo, or Dandy rather, is outside being very just quiet as he would be. Quick reminder, you did find that hidden pathway that goes north that leads to the dirty, musky river. Yes. But you haven't explored where it goes. You do know of more corridors. Pijo began to explore the corridor that went north on the western side, and you saw that there is another corridor heading north on the eastern side. What would you guys like to do?
So are we done here?
We're done.
Do we want to see where that water goes? Maybe.
Well, it leads down, so not yet.
Okay.
But we'll come back to it for sure.
Good thought.
Okay.
So I will.
Just to clarify, who is holding the skull key?
I am.
Okay. And you have a god in you.
Yes, it is.
Yes. You have Moa in you, which
No big
did
deal.
2 things. Gave you the ability to be invisible at will, as if casting the invisibility spell. So you will be revealed when you attack or cast a spell. And the other is it also means that Zola cannot tell a lie.
That's fine.
So
So I'll dive through that mouth if Averine's got a hold on that shield.
Come on through, I've got it.
okay. You dive through, roll a dexterity save. Averine, roll a strength save.
Oh no.
The mouth has begun to clamp down on that shield a few times now. This is its second, I believe.
I will use luck.
Oh, okay.
It's a total of
Okay.
16.
You hold that tight as Zola jumps through. It tries to clamp on. It clamps on to such a degree that the shield is now stuck inside the mouth. You notice that the candles do not relight. The trap is broken.
Oh.
Mm,
Okay.
By broken, do you mean it's shut and it won't open, or it's just...
It's stuck clamped on the shield. So it would have closed a little bit to clamp down on the shield, and it hasn't reset. It also hasn't lit the candles yet to say that it's reset. So it's almost perpetually stuck in the closing position, and the shield is keeping it open.
So the lights haven't come back on the mask out here, which is to say that it's not guaranteed that it won't try to close again. But I feel relatively sure that the shield won't come out. So you should be safe coming out.
I'm gonna help you still hold this thing just in case.
Okay. I'll dive through.
As will I.
Everyone passing through is able to do so without any real problem. Okay, so you're now back in the open chamber, which is actually a spiral staircase. From your vision, you can see that the spiral staircase works down 4 flights at least. Reminder, Pijo saw a dwarf wearing a big green mask moving away into the darkness on the 2nd level down, and noticed another plaque of hints on the 2nd level.
Right. So, having looked around here, I think we should keep on the 1st floor and find the other stuff, because there was a plaque, and it looked like the one up at the front, and it had, I don't know what it said on it, but there's a plaque down there, and we found something hiding in darkness, and we found a scary kid that's probably doomed. Chances are, just guessing, yes, that all of these clues are for this floor. So there's probably more to do here. And if we need to find the keys, then we should probably keep looking on this floor.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Can I talk to you guys for just a moment before we move on? First of all, I got this big old staff. I don't use staffs. Does anyone want to use this? It's very magical.
I'll hold on for it for a little bit to see if I can determine what it is that it does. What it do? Wait, does Moen already know what it does?
Moa knows, and Moa has told Zola. Whether or not Zola tells everyone else is up to her.
Yeah, no, Moa said that it summons a giant snake.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And now everyone is aware that Zola is possessed by Moa. In case you weren't.
It's true.
Moa, if I have so many questions. Should I address you as Moa or as Zola?
We're both, so you can speak to one of us or both of us.
Are you are you aiding us in our task at hand?
My Skype. Okay. All Now that Skype is caught up, sorry. So Moa responds to Zola, who will then have to translate it out. I am trapped here, killed by that damned leech. I will do whatever I can to help you, enemies of the Lich.
I translate.
All right. Well, we seem to the information that we've received is that we have to collect 5 keys to get to the bottom, to get through a door that's at the bottom of this tomb. Do you know if that is accurate?
I have been granted very little knowledge of the tomb's interior since I have been trapped within my sarcophagus. I believe there are many things blocking your path, not just the door with the 5 keys.
I translate.
Very well. Do you assume, or would you assume, that your fellow slain gods would be similarly of a similar disposition in which to aid us to defeat the Lich?
I would say yes, but I don't know about Wongo.
Me neither.
He is a tricky one. But all the 9 gods wish to see the Lich dead.
All right. Well, then let us proceed.
That was going to be the second thing of what I wanted
Oh.
to talk to you guys about.
Sorry.
It's okay. So, Moa, please stop me if I'm wrong, which I'm sure you will. Given that we did find Moa here, his spirit alive and well, then yes, I do think that it's completely possible we're going to run into those guys. In which case, it is likely to become one god to one vessel. So it might behoove you between now and then to think about the story and think about who you would get on best with. And let's try to keep the numbers down in regards to opposing forces. Unk is also probably here somewhere. He's one of them. So, well, you don't like Unk either? Unk's never done anything.
That's kind of the point. Very, you know. That's all he says.
So yeah. That's it.
We'll take all the help we can get.
Great. So, where to? Which of the corridors are you going to explore next?
Lead on, tower.
Mm-hmm.
Would you prefer one of us to lead?
Hey, Tower, should we bear left or right?
So your footsteps.
Yeah.
Okay. Tower, you're making your way back down this corridor. Are you going further down this corridor?
I think I am going to wait for P-Jow to get ahead of me, because P-Jow is far more perceptive than I right now.
Okay. Pijo, as you look past, you notice something easily. The door is closed.
Which door?
Now,
is
you
closed?
guys had put a rock in the outer door, but the inner door has shut.
So we're stuck. Guys, the door is shut, and I think we are here for now. This is not the best position for us to be in. We're underground. I don't.
Settle down, Piju. Settle down. Careful.
He's just gonna grab the one shiny that he brought with him and just start like.
Look at the shiny.
Refocusing, keeping himself together.
Look at the shiny. Look at the shiny. That's it. That's okay. You good?
So shiny. So shiny.
So shiny.
So shiny. We're good. We're good. Okay. The door's closed. We can't go out. We're good. We're here now.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We can't go out now anyway. We can't go for a bit. We've got things to do. So it's okay. It's fine.
Okay. Okay, so let's keep going then.
Okay. So ahead of you, at the end of this corridor, is that crystalline wall, which you guys remember having seen through just barely to see that there is a sarcophagus. And on the other side of the sarcophagus, you have this shield that is, from your perspective through the crystal, which is clouded. It's blurry. It's hard to see. You see a large crystal with lots of circles on top of it, being held up by two bears, one on each side. Bear statues, at least. Pijo, as you stood there, roll a perception check. What's the 18? Okay. So what you see on top of the sarcophagus, blurry image of Obolaka. Okay.
Just gonna turn around and tell everybody. All right, so on the sarcophagus, just like how that one had the snake, this one has where is it?
It's a Zorbo. It looks it looks like a little angry monkey.
If I remember my shrines correctly. So we can, I guess, just looking back, do we break the crystal or do we open it? How do we?
Well, do you see another? Is there like a? Can you just press against it, or is there like a button to press to open it?
Yeah, actually, so there's the crystals here.
It is one complete sheet of crystal that just blocks the path. There's no handle. Doesn't appear to have hinges. Doesn't appear to be any mundane way to just open it, other than destroying the crystal, perhaps.
I'd like to, with my, I guess my scimitar, just kind of try to lightly touch it to see what happens.
How lightly?
Oh, goodness.
When you say lightly, do you mean just tap, 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 or I'm going to give it a swing, but not put everything into it?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not swinging at it. Like, I'm just kind of trying to feel it to see if it's really there, or if there's like something else afoot about it. If us touching it set something off, I'd rather the scimitar set it off than me touching it setting it off. Like,
it feels solid. It feels very thick. Roll an investigation check as you tap, 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 tap. That's cloudy crystal. There's nothing more I can give you.
Is it a cloudy crystal or is it a cloudy Peugeot? That's the real question. It's like, well, the crystal's really thick, but that's all I got. So maybe someone else that's a little better at it.
Curiously, the crystal beyond, can I have a closer look to see if this is cloudy or if there's water beyond that point? Is this a big fish tank?
Roll a perception check.
I'm worried about the grate in the floor, and I'm kind of feeling like that's got something to do with it.
Definitely not a fish tank.
Okay.
Definitely no water on the other side of the crystal.
Okay.
You want to
Okay.
pour it?
Mm.
Are you going to actually claw at it, or just tap, doing the same thing as
With my
PJ?
claws. With my claws.
Okay.
No,
Investigation check with the claws.
Oh, but you're good at investigation now, right?
I'm okay at investigation. Not with those rolls.
Not with those rolls.
Unfortunately, Inspector Bear failed at this point.
Karma's going to step forward.
Mm.
At this point, you're just begging for something to happen the more you keep trying. Go ahead.
Mm.
I'm going to take my sword, but use the pommel end rather than, and then just try and crack it, just to see if there's something going on with it.
Roll to hit.
Mm.
All right. Oh, why is that not?
That's inventory.
Oh, that's why. Sorry.
Okay. You definitely hit that thing. Absolutely hit. But it seems really tough and almost like your amount of damage can't break its threshold.
Okay. Can I do an investigation? So I'm wondering if I could then use shatter if I have to.
Since we're all kind of trying to investigate, maybe her investigation could be at advantage now, since we're kind of working together.
I think if you guys spend a long time talking about the various different kinds of glass that you've shattered in the days gone by, and you share stories of when one of you was thrown out of a window, probably Carmen out of a bar, who knows. Yeah. You will come to understand, okay, mechanically speaking, most objects of this manner have a certain damage threshold. That means every attack made against it will be reduced by that damage threshold before any damage is actually dealt to the thing. You have to break over that threshold if you want to even touch its hit points and actually break the crystal. Okay? What threshold that is, you don't know.
But 21 didn't do anything.
21 hit, 8 piercing, 8 points of piercing was not high enough to break over its threshold of damage.
Okay. So we can just hit it again? Is there any limit?
Hit it again. Yeah. Okay. You definitely hit it. It's easy to hit a big sheet of crystal in front of you. But 12 still doesn't beat its threshold.
Ooh. Okay.
This is a tough piece of crystal.
Can I try flinging a firebolt at it to see?
Good idea.
If perhaps that would make any difference.
I'll get out of the way.
Pijo has no interest in getting out of the way. He's very interested.
7 fire damage.
Unfortunately, not higher than the 12 needed. Well, the 12 that was done, so you don't know what's needed yet.
All right, we need one singular mighty blow.
I'm going to pull out my longbow and hopefully get
I'm
one
look
damage
at
on it.
Avery like, I just did that.
Dandy's looks pretty tough. If he's anything like Shago.
Nope, that's not going to do it. So, okay. Is my arrow at least salvageable from that?
No, it's shattered.
Ah! Criminal.
Can I do an Eldritch Blast?
Of course you can.
Oh.
Force damage.
Force damage.
Mm.
Still not able to break over the threshold.
All right, we should just leave because obviously this isn't doing anything. It's not. I don't think this isn't going to work. We've done all of the things. arrow doesn't work. The lasers don't work. I don't.
Do you want
God.
Dandy to take a whack at it? He seems willing.
Well, wherever you are, Zola, I can only hear your voice. But
I'm up here.
can you, using your precision attacks with the way that you insert very tiny objects between people's ribs, do you think you'd be able to sneak up on this door and
Listen to yourself and then ask yourself that again.
I mean, the door is probably very easy to sneak up on. It doesn't have eyes or ears or anything.
The way that I fight, the way that I do so much damage, the way that I do is that I go for weak points, and I don't know nothing about no glass walls, like what the weak points are for that. I mean, does it have? I guess I could try to hurt it at its joints where the bears are holding it, maybe.
No, the bears are on the
the
other side of
bears
the door.
aren't holding the crystal. The bears are holding the circular shield
Got it.
behind it.
Okay, well, I'll slither over here and see if there are any weak points that I can find.
Okay,
Just take a whack at it myself.
go ahead and give it a whack.
Do I can't, or should I see if I can see any weak points? Does it matter?
It doesn't really matter so much.
Okay.
Oh,
But yeah, unless you can do anything extra to the damage, this doesn't count as a creature. So unfortunately, sneak attack does not apply.
Yeah.
I'd love it to, but unfortunately it doesn't.
Pijo's going to try to charge it and just shoulder it with his 7 strength.
oh.
What would I roll to do that? Would that just be a strength check, or would it be athletics, maybe?
Well, that would
Is there
be an
any way it
attack.
can work?
Well, what is your strength modifier?
It's -2.
The amount of damage you would deal is -1 points of damage.
So I would heal myself.
You
Or
would
I
take
would
a point
I
of
would heal-
damage.
Oh, okay. He's
Could
gonna
the
not do
bear
that.
perhaps hit it?
I
Does
throw-
the bear want to? I don't
I'd
know.
throw another firebolt at it for 14 fire.
So close. So
Oh.
close.
Bear doesn't do enough damage. Unless, no, I wouldn't do enough damage.
I'm just going to keep chucking firebolts at it.
Okay.
Uh,
There we go. All right, right. Back up a little bit.
16.
All right. You deal 1 point of fire damage.
It's
It
a little
begins to crack
scorched.
a little bit. Tiny little indentation where there is now a weak point.
All right.
Okay.
Should I continue, or does anyone else want to?
Taro will start claw attacking if that's what it takes. I might be able to break it. Can you go any higher than that? Was that a perfect roll for you, Everine? You got 2d10. Oh, you're gonna. Was it 2d? All right. So, all right. I got 2d8 plus 5, so the maximum one gets 21. So yeah. No, 2d6. No, maximum I can get 17. So
Oh, so step back.
go on.
I don't
I
even
think
know what that
Adrian's
is.
got a better
So-
chance.
Yeah. Carmen, your Eldritch Blasts have no chance.
Okay,
Just simply because each bolt only does 10 points of damage.
fair enough.
So,
60.
Averine, if she just keeps firing firebolts, will eventually be able to whittle it down 1 point at a time, every now and then, every couple seconds. Is this what you guys would continue doing?
I'm gonna kind of be halfway down from the ceiling behind her, and just as an aside, be like, I feel kind of weird about this. Obalak is supposed to be pretty smart, and maybe this isn't like the temples, and it's themed to follow them specifically. But it feels like there should be a trickier way to get in there than we're seeing.
What are the other clues?
Well,
Yeah.
there's a pathway that leads north that we have not checked out. It's possible that leads somewhere. There's some kind of secret passage.
There's also the underground river. But I'm almost through. I feel it.
Well, while you're doing that, maybe I can go and follow the other pathway a bit and see what I find, or should we stick together?
Stick together. Don't split apart.
Okay.
Split the party. Come on.
We're not splitting. We're only going into different places at the same time.
I think it makes sense that this isn't the right way in. If we're standing here for ages and Avery's still, it's like, surely that's. We're knocking on a door really loudly. We might not want to be knocking on that loudly. Maybe we should find a sneakier way in. I'm up for having a look for another route, but we can always come back and crack it open if we can't find another route.
Okay.
Up to you guys.
Yeah, I'm not terribly enthusiastic about unearthing Obolaka in the first place. She's kind of boring.
Is that you talking, or is that Moa talking?
That's me. I don't know. Moa, how do you feel about Obolaka?
I mean, it's fun. A nice person, kind of. I mean, well, didn't really spend much time with her.
The only thing she's famous for is making a stew that got ruined.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but if it wasn't ruined, a good stew is a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, Ubtao seems to think that it was made better. So I guess maybe it wasn't ruined. So I guess she failed initially.
But she's really wise.
She is a smart one.
Mo was great too, guys. I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're great. Let me tell you something, Moa. You are singularly a great driving force in my life, and you have been since I was old enough to hear the story and understand it. Do you know how few serpents there are out in the world that are supposed to be goodly? I think you're it. I think you're literally it. Me and you.
Yeah. Thank you.
She's having a conversation with the possessed god.
And you guys can only hear one side of the conversation.
Yeah.
So that's like happening out loud.
Yeah, we're doing great. And I'm like, oh.
You're the best, buddy.
Okay.
Well, I can't lie. Yeah.
She just starts laughing suddenly.
Okay. So you guys follow the path that leads north. As Pijo saw before, after a little distance, it suddenly cuts and turns left. You have this tight, 5 foot wide, 10 foot tall corridor leading outwards. Now, Pijo, you could see when you began exploring the last time that the corridor does end to open up to something, but you never saw too much further inside of that. You'd need to go further down.
I'd like to first look to make sure there's no traps on this hallway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have advantage to do. Oh no, just secret doors, not to see traps. Okay. I'll roll a perception. Ugh. Well, passive is 16, so.
You don't see any traps, and you have walked down most of this corridor before.
All right, then I'm going down. Does any trap hit me as I fly down here?
Nope.
Great.
But when you get to there,
all right,
you see more of the room before you. What you can see at the far end of the room is a rusting statue of a knight. He is gripping a large iron shield, and all around his feet are shards and flakes of rusted metal.
Nothing strange here. So, all right, guys, there's
There
nothing.
are two corridors, however, that you can see. One works its way north, one works its way south, just in front of the statue. I think you muted.
All right, I'm not muted now. Okay. So there's a statue, and it's got a shield and rust, and there's rusty things on the ground, and there's a door. Not a door. There's a hallway down to the south, and there's a hallway going up. I think he would have enough of a concept of direction to know that this is going back, looping back towards. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think the hallway down to the left is going into the room that we were trying to get into, without breaking a bunch of crystal.
Yay!
It might be that there's more crystal there. I don't know. So, left or right, guys?
Well, we know there's one room with the tomb, and the tomb is hopefully helpful. So let's head towards the room with the tomb.
Zola, are you carrying anything metal on you?
Yes. Well.
Okay.
Magical metal.
Still metal?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yep. I need you to roll an athletics check, as immediately everything metal on your person starts to get pulled and magnetically leans towards the statue in front of you.
No.
You do have a card.
If you
I
wish
don't-
to read.
I don't think I want to use it on this.
We
Okay.
don't see either, do we?
Nope, no one can see it.
You just hear this. Ah!
Zola, you slam into the shield. You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage for every 10 foot of moved. So that is 15 points of bludgeoning damage. you
Ow!
take. And do you have anything that is non-magical metal on you?
A dagger.
Your dagger rusts and turns to flakes of iron shavings instantly.
Well, that was bound to happen.
Zola, where are you? Are you okay?
I will appear, and you guys will see this knot on her head. Ow!
Why are you all the way over there? That's not. You shouldn't go there. We're going to the left.
The knight.
You can
what-
all see that
what's my
she's
stuff?
suspended off the floor up against the shield.
Oh, she's still stuck to it even after.
Still stuck to it.
Okay.
Oh my lord.
She's kind of big and she's got long, like, she could be looking like she's upright.
She's just posing, modeling for us.
Zola, are you stuck?
Well, I'm gonna let go of my weapons and see if that
Okay.
fixes that.
If you remove everything metal from your person, you don't feel any pull anymore.
Okay.
Only your items are now stuck against the shield. And any non-magical metal will begin to erode instantly.
Oh no.
Knight stole my weapons.
It was very rude.
Yeah.
Not a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
The attracting force is a shield. Is that right?
Seems like she's stuck to the shield and not anything else, or at least the weapons were.
Is it obvious there's a magnetic pull to us? Observing this.
None of you, but you've seen items be pulled before. It's possible you might know that science, magic.
Well, she was stuck to the shield, and there's a shield in the other room. If we go back to the other room, we might be able to retrieve Zola's weapons. There might be some sort of interaction with that shield that'll make this shield relinquish those.
I will be weaponless until that moment.
All right,
Let's do
back to blasting then.
Yeah.
Back the way we came.
Well, Pijo wants to see what the range on this is and start firing like some arrows around to see where they start getting pulled to the shield.
As soon as he starts pulling up his bow, I said, "Wait till Zola gets out of there."
Sorry, Zola, I don't want to shoot you, and I don't know how this works.
There you go.
Are you coming?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
here.
So I'm gonna aim my first arrow. Let's see. Well, there's a line there, so I think that's probably the answer I'm looking for.
After you fire a couple arrows,
Yeah.
you will notice that they all get picked up and pulled from their trajectory the moment they cross that threshold and are completely inside the room.
Okay. I'm going to. Should I drop my count by like 4 arrows Is that
4
a
arrows. Yep.
4 arrows? Okay.
And because the metal tips
Yeah.
hit
correct.
the shield, turn to dust.
Cool. All right. So if we want to go in, we gotta leave our stuff right here.
Tower walks in. He's not wearing anything, man. He's a bear.
So Tower's got absolutely no problem moving around. So is Zola, now that Zola's not wearing her metal. You will all notice that the corridor ends abruptly. What is your passive perception, Tower?
17.
Okay. That is a false wall
Okay.
at the bottom of that corridor.
Mm.
North of your position, though, Tower, you do also notice that there is a water fountain in the center of a small room. The water sparkles a little bit, gives off just a little bit of light, as there appears to be torches inside this room that light up this beautiful little water feature.
Mm. Mm. Now I'm going to raise my nose and point this way to indicate there's something not right down here.
Is a water fountain and a wall, which I do not believe.
Oh, we can't follow you that way. I'm literally head to toe covered in metal.
Well, can Tower, do you think you could get my weapons back? It wasn't like a force that you couldn't fight. It had some give to it when it was pulling me. Do you think you could at least try? Where we go?
Can I?
Use your
Roll an
teeth.
athletics check.
All right, yeah, all right. Yeah, that's a fair point. So I can try and grab the dagger handle with my teeth and see if I can yank that out.
Roll an athletics check.
It's the same as both. So.
Pull it off, no problem. And you can hold on to it.
Can we just put everything that's metal inside that magic chest that we have that puts it in a different place? I don't know if it all fit in there, but then we can
I
keep.
was gonna just place it down for you in front of Pijo.
Appreciate it. Do you think you do the same with the other one?
Pijo's gonna pat your little bare head when you drop it down there too.
What was the other thing I got? So that was your
Bookmark.
bookmark.
And the other one is the
Grab
cutlass.
sword.
Yeah.
Is a cutlass. Try and grab the cutlass as done.
Athletics check.
If that's going to be as good. 16?
That's a success. You managed to pull it off, no problem.
Good. Don't drop it back down there.
You are the best. I'm gonna give his big old bear head a big old bear hug.
All right.
Okay.
Do we want to try and go through the false wall that Zola's obviously seen? Oh, how many of us are wearing full armor? Like Pijo, were you in armor?
I've got studded leather, so I think the studs are metal in that. Is that right? Yeah. I mean, I would honestly, I would assume that pretty much any equipment that I have, at least, even if it's like made primarily of wood, is going to have some metal to it, just because it's, it's going to be bound with it. Like the whip probably has metal in the handle or at the end of it. It just seems like that's how these things would be made. But,
Now, the bear has proven that it is possible to walk around with your metal. You just need to have some modicum of strength. And while you have some individuals that are not wearing anything metal on them, they could obviously help those that do.
yeah. Instantly, I have no modicum of strength. So.
Fair enough.
And neither does Carmen, and neither. Oh,
Right.
Averin has has a modicum, one singular modicum of strength, I think. Not even, no. Fair enough.
Well, Dandy, you can help, right? You're a big boy.
Well, if he goes into the false room alone, I don't want to walk by that shield. Let me tell you that.
I'm with Averine on that.
So what do you want to do?
Tao wants to investigate that false wall.
Yeah, I think Pijo's going to start just stripping down. I don't know how long this process is going to take to...
1 minute.
1 minute. And how long does it take to put everything back on?
Actually, I think it's more like 5 minutes, maybe. I believe.
Because...
Oh, no. 1 minute if you're wearing nothing but light.
Light? Oh, yeah, I just have light armor. Yeah. But like for all the gear and stuff, I guess I would just let go of whatever it's on there.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see what I have that isn't metal. Are the goggles metal? The goggles of night? The magic goggles?
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, my rope isn't metal, and my water skin's not metal. Maybe. There might be metal in it. God, okay. I'm stripping down, though.
Okay. You strip down, you take off all your stuff, no problem. You're able to walk into that room without any problem if you've got no metal on you. All good. You get to about halfway down the room, you see the corridor, Pijo, and south is obviously the hidden door. You can see that quite clearly. It's a simple slide lock mechanism. So just push it and then slide, you'll be fine. North of you, very sparkly, very shiny water fountain.
Well, Steven wants to go to the door, but Pijo is probably going to have to roll a wisdom save to decide if he's going to resist the sparkly fountain. So you can let me know if this is enough to resist that. Oh, no, it's absolutely not. Okay.
Nope,
I'll check
absolutely not. Okay.
Right.
So
I go up to here.
The water fountain spraying a little bit of mist into the air. It's quite refreshing from the muggy, horrible smell and feel of the dungeon. This is actually quite a refreshing room.
It feels great in here.
Check for traps, please.
Oh, yeah, I'll look around for traps. That's a good
idea.
No,
Tow's going to check for traps.
Okay.
Roll a perception check, both of you.
You can't ask him.
I can't. Yeah, I can't. Oh, that was an answer.
1.
Zola, what were you going to say?
Is Dandy wearing any observable metal?
No, he doesn't have actually any of his equipment. No spears, nothing. It's just cloth.
Dandy, go help them. And if they look like they need help with something, insert yourself.
Okay. He will insert himself. All right, so you guys look around the room, and you don't see any traps. I'm wondering at what point is Dandy going to dive into the water fountain? But,
well, he only does stuff if we tell him to, right? So we just won't.
He was told to insert himself. If you
come on, that's an up to interpretation, and you're interpreting that against us.
Yeah. Anyways, it just looks like clean. It's very clear. It's very clean water.
I'm going to No, that's not going to work. No, I'm not going to do that either. Can I? How much, rag is Dandy wearing exactly?
Enough to cover his modesty.
Well, I'm not going to uncover his modesty without his permission, and he's not really in a position to give it any permission, so never mind.
Tow's going to just walk back. Can he just rustle through and grab an arrow out the quiver with his gob again? And I want to bring it back in.
Roll a stealth check. Sorry, not stealth. Athletics.
I'm going to let it go if I can't hold it.
Yep, it disappears.
Sorry, got to do that again.
One less arrow, Pijo.
Didn't quite get the bite on it.
Is he taking my arrows?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Not the poison.
I was like, don't take the poison ones, please.
Let's try that.
I'm gonna approach the water.
Yeah,
There
there we go.
You're fine.
Good bite on that one. Can I just walk?
Yep.
Can I walk into here at any point?
You can, but Pijo was going to do something just before you finally get back with the arrow. Pijo,
Okay.
what were you going to do?
I'm approaching the water. I want to look, like, specifically at the fountain to see if. I mean, I know I already looked in the room for traps, so I don't think I can really roll again to look for traps. But to see if just there's anything like about the water itself. I remember at one point months ago we found like a spring of water that was refreshing in like a healing way. So he might identify it as that by looking at it, or if he's seen something to this water just that makes it look like not normal water. He's trying to see if the water looks abnormal at all.
You can roll an Arcana check.
Ugh, I will, but it won't go well.
It looks just like the spring of really refreshing water that you experienced beforehand, but you can't really tell much more than that.
Well, I'm gonna. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna have a drink.
Okay, roll a d4.
Oh, what is?
Uh-oh.
Oh, is this Ubolaka soup? That'd be great.
Okay. Oh.
Pijo,
Yeah.
you gain 10 temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Ah.
Where would I put that on the sheet?
Amazing.
Would that
On
be
your
in current
character
hit
sheet,
points? This
there
would be my
is-
current- yeah.
Just below current hit points is
temporary.
10 hit points.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. I'm gonna look back like, guys, I feel great. This water is so good.
Mm-hmm. You want to drink again?
No, I'm gonna be kind and not overdo it. But
Right.
the water's
That's when
safe.
Tower comes in. Tower comes in, seeing him having a swig, and he's fine. What were you going to do with the arrow, Tower?
I'm trying to investigate when the tug of the pull of the shield stops. If it stops in this room, is there a gap in this room, or is it still trying to pull me to the shield when I'm standing in the fountain?
I think the arrowhead dissolved or rusted.
Not the one that he kept hold of. He tried
okay.
again a second time, kept hold of it, and the moment you cross that line and out of the room, the pull stops.
So, sorry, what line? Which line?
Can you see a line?
Oh, then now I can see it. Yeah. So it's there, and I'm trying to gauge it. So I'm gonna assume that I go across here. It's the same thing.
Exactly the same position.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna drop the arrow there to demonstrate to Pijo that the source of the effect has gone down.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm doing. I'm not really paying attention to the water. Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
You really should have some. It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you're thirsty. You're working so hard, Mr. Bearman.
Persuasion check.
He's just gonna look at you. He's gonna tell him like, "Wait a second, you're a bear man, and I'm a bear bird."
Yeah, that.
Towers in two minds about believing Pijo about taking a drink. So
Don't do it.
Do you want me to roll a persuasion? It's not gonna be a
I
good one.
literally think I need you to try to
Okay.
persuade me to do this. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. And
Oh.
I want to know if you're going
No.
to convince me or not. So what should I roll encounters for that?
Roll an insight check. Now, if his persuasion is higher than your insight, then he convinces you. If your insight is equal to or higher than his, you don't.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Tower's not going to drink from the wily well. He's
Okay.
going to stick to his own resources. And head back down.
I'm also gonna pick up my arrow that's on the ground here
Okay.
to just have something in case I need something.
All right.
Pijo had a magical weapon, didn't he?
I think Carmen gave me back the Lich Dagger.
Do you want me to try and bring the dagger over?
I think we should go at this as we are. I have a feeling.
In case we go into this room and there's anything, you've got a weapon on you at least.
He just holds up his arrow. I have a weapon.
Fair enough. Let's go.
So is the plan to go into this room then, through this way? Are we going to have to strip down to walk across this room to then prepare again? Is that what we're all doing?
I've demonstrated I can get stuff across.
If you guys want to spend the time working together to make sure everything goes across, I will let you take all of your equipment across.
Okay.
Because you make the effort to work together, the bear helps, you can get everything across.
Okay.
It's not difficult.
Avery, there's got to be some sort of chaotic chance that he's not going to be perfect on every roll. So I might magical items is not magical items are not exactly they're okay, but Avery's armor is not magical, and I could possibly destroy Avery's armor, for instance. So if I don't grab it properly, so in my head.
And I mean, my thought out of Pijo, just myself, is that if this god is more like the wise god and has this whole thing set up where we have to go past something that gets rid of all of our weaponry, chances are we shouldn't go at it with our weaponry, because that seems like that's going to upset whatever forces are involved in this.
I don't think the traps are here to help us.
Oh, that's fair. Well, but I guess I don't know. I guess I was thinking and this is, I mean, Pijo wouldn't think that, so maybe I should just stop going down this hole anyway. But Pijo is going to go forward and look what's on the other side of that trap door.
Okay, so you
he's
push
gonna
the
look for
door.
the trap, then he's going to push the door.
Okay, roll a perception check on the door.
While you guys are heading down that hallway, I'm going to go stand by the crystal just in case I have to try to break it to save your asses.
Can you please bring my stuff with you?
Sure.
Thank you.
Dandy, follow the bear.
All right, so Pijo, you push you don't see any traps, so you give the door a little bit of a push, slide it across. The room beyond is you'll see.
We have split the pie.
So it's split the pie.
Not really split. We're both on the other side of the door, or the same room.
Oh.
So, this vaulted tomb is overgrown with moss and creepers all over the place. A stone sarcophagus, an Opalaka's sarcophagus, rests on the stepped dais in the middle of the floor. On the wall behind the sarcophagus, you see two large statues of bears gripping a 5-foot diameter bronze disc. Now before, you guys through the glossy image could just see circles on the disc. Now you see a dozen glaring eyes, searching everywhere around the room, constantly moving, constantly looking, okay? 6 desiccated corpses slump on thrones in niches around the wall. Around the room, along the walls. Each corpse seems to be wearing a black mask that is made of paper mache and feathers.
Do they react at all to my opening the door?
No.
Okay. I am going to quietly... is there a way to close the door?
So right in front of you, there isn't a way to close it now that it's
Okay.
open. Not from this side anyway. But right in front of you, you have the back side of a corpse's head, and he's wearing this paper mache mask with feathers on it.
What would I need?
What's the eyes that's causing the eyes to look around the room?
The shield has a whole bunch of eyes on it, just constantly searching all over the place.
But it's facing forward. It's facing towards the door. So its view is maximum view is Oh, the shield's at that location. All right, okay, so it's like that. All right, okay.
Pijo. I think you're onto something. I see the wheels turning.
So I'm curious, what kind of roll could I use to just kind of take this mask?
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Okay. Let me see if I have any other dex things. I think they're all the same. Okay, so I'll do a sleight of hand and hope for the best. Oh, that is not a good sleight of hand roll.
With advantage?
Why would it be with
reach
advantage?
down because she's just hoping.
Yeah.
You reach down.
Well, maybe
grab,
I should use my.
You've already. Well, yeah. I mean, it's up to you. Sorry.
Before, because I don't
wait.
want to. I think I'm going to use this now. I don't know how to.
So open up and then drag and drop it to the table.
Oh, okay. Drag and drop to the table. Got it. So I'm going to re-roll that.
Using your sea legs, you get to choose 2. Immediately re-roll a d20 you just rolled, gain an extra bonus action this turn, and you may take the dash action as a bonus action until the end of your next turn.
Great.
The other 2 don't really do much for right now.
That's well, no, the dash action could be great if this doesn't work. Then I can take a bonus dash and get out of there.
True.
So...
Go ahead and re-roll your sleight of hand.
Oh my god.
You reach down, unless there's something else you can do to them to that score.
Didn't they just
grab?
Choose one of 2 of the rolls you just rolled? So he would have got the 18 from the previous roll, didn't it? Did they not just say that?
I don't think that's how that's meant.
It was choose 2 in terms of the features that it has.
Oh,
you
sorry.
can choose 2 options within the features.
Yeah.
Right. So you grab the bottom of the mask, grab the back of it, begin to slide it up. You feel with your feathery hands that your hand is just basically sliding up against the flesh of this corpse.
Wonderful.
Finger gets caught on the nose a little bit, and you just finally rip the nose clean off the corpse as you're taking the mask off. But the corpse doesn't react.
Yuck. But I have the mask.
You have the mask in hand. The corpse doesn't react. However, you notice that the moment the mask leaves the corpse's face, all the other corpses at the same time stand up, walk over to the corpse that's in the chair, stab it profusely, and then go back to their chairs and sit down.
Well, I am going to use my bonus dash to dash. Well, okay.
Roll
I need
a
to put
perception check.
Sure. I think I need to.
As those corpses stood up to go and stab the other one, you noticed all 12 of the shield's eyes were also focused on that corpse. And actually, the eyes focused first.
On the corpse or on me?
The corpse that you removed the mask of.
Okay.
The eyes focused on it, and then all the other corpses animated, walked over, stabbed it, walked back.
Stabbed it in a fashion where it was completely decimated?
Absolutely destroyed.
Okay, so we
They didn't stop at once. They stopped once there is no more body.
Or no more face or eyes.
Oh yeah, do the eyes on the shield change? Or is there just one set of eyes on the shield?
There's 12 eyes in total. They're constantly searching around, and the moment that corpse is destroyed, they go back to searching the room.
Do the 12 eyes on the shield, because there were, and I might be thinking too much into this, because there were 12 sets of eyes around the shield. So are there 10 now on the shield, or is there still 12?
Still 12.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll remember that for next time.
All right. I'm going to...
But you're fine.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, I'm going to put on the mask.
Okay.
And is there any metal on the mask?
No metal on the mask.
Okay, good. I'm gonna
paper mache.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, you said that. Okay. I'm gonna step into the room. Can I see everybody on? Whoa! What is that look you're giving me? I'm gonna step.
I'm kidding. Yes, you can see everyone on the other side of the
wave.
clouded crystal. You can also see, with your passive being so high when it comes to secret doors and such, there's another secret door
What?
on
Oh
the
my
exact opposite of the room.
There's another
Now-
way.
Looking around the room, you're inside. You're wearing the mask. It's a black mask with feathers on top. You're fine. There is no danger. The corpses haven't animated, and the mask is still searching around. Sorry, not the mask. The shield's eyes.
Yeah.
Still searching.
And they don't seem to be paying any particular attention to me.
Nope.
Okay. I'm going to move. I'm going to step in just to see if anything happens there. I want to get a feel for that. All right. I'm going to move across, and I want to see if I can... What happens if I remove the mask from that one? I'm keeping my mask on.
Mm-hmm. Slide the mask off. Instantly, the moment the mask leaves that face, the other four, all of the eyes from the shield zoom to look at it. The other four corpses stand up, walk over right next to you, stab it.
Pichu,
a couple times.
are you okay?
Shh! It's very scary in here. Can I hear that through the crystal?
No.
Okay.
No audio comes through the crystal.
I'm gonna grab hold of that mask. And I'm gonna go back out here.
Put it on the bear. Please.
Yes. I am gonna put it on the bear. Well, I'm gonna talk him through. Like, okay. So if we don the mask, they won't see us. So put this on, and he's gonna very awkwardly try to shove it on the bear head in a way that probably won't really work, but he's gonna try his best. And then he's gonna come back through, and he's gonna try to do the same thing to this one. Take the mask off of that.
Same thing. Creature dies. They go sit back down.
He's gonna hold the mask up and point to his friends and be like,
Who are you
hopefully
doing
they
that to?
understand. To the three of you on the other side.
Are you muted, Ty? Because I can't hear you.
Sorry. Tower wishes to. He's going to moan at Pichu and indicate back to fake Shargo to indicate that fake Shargo is following him profusely and he doesn't want to step into the room with fake Shargo on his tail. So maybe don a mask on that one first.
He's going to don a mask on fake Shago. On Dandy, sorry. On Dandy.
Dandy is now wearing the paper mache mask with the feathers. There we go.
And I'm going to just do this one at a time at them. Although I guess the last one, they had weapons, so I guess on the
All of
last
them
one,
had swords. Yep.
as they die, I'll just use to get the last one. Since if I take the mask off of it, nothing's gonna come kill it. I'll use one of the swords and just do what the other ones had been doing, so that everything is as it was.
So you pull the mask off of this thing, and then just start stabbing the corpse that doesn't animate afterwards. Okay.
Right.
Eventually, you break it down, you tear it down. All good. Yep.
Okay.
Power's going to look for some sort of lever or something in the to break the glass or mechanically open the crystal. If there's anything in the room like that.
There doesn't appear to be anything that would do that, unfortunately. You just need to destroy it. Now, seeing all of the corpses dead, the thing doesn't have to animate anything else anymore. Maybe now is a good time to actually shatter the glass.
Yes.
Do you do that, Avery?
Well, I have no reason to expect that at this point is now a fortuitous moment, unless anyone on the inside indicates, breaking
He's
glass
just
or
gonna
anything like
go
that.
up to the door and knock on the crystal. Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
Whack the door.
Go ahead and attack it. That hits. Do you want to roll the damage? And you
did
break
damage.
a little bit more of the shield. It shatters. Not the shield. The crystal shatters, falls to the ground. Everyone notices that now that crystal is shattered, the eyes on the shield all turn to stare at everyone outside in the corridor that is not wearing a mask.
I'm gonna
There are
rush
3
them.
people currently not wearing masks, and you notice the 12 eyes look in 3 different directions, so 4 eyes each. And yes, Zola, 4 of them are looking at you.
I'm gonna really fast as the crystal shatters, the glass shatters, be like, "Oh my god, guys, put these on, put these on, put these on. You'll be safe. It won't see you, but it seems like we should be wearing them."
Very
Okay.
fashionable.
And then you are now alone, except with the shield that looks everywhere, with Obolaka's sarcophagus in front of you.
I'm also gonna start dressing, kind of getting all my stuff back on.
Here's your stuff.
Thank you. It was a little freeing though. I liked it. It was nice. Haven't breathed like that in a while.
So, are you going to open Obolaka's sarcophagus? Who is going to do so?
Can
Can
I just take a look at it just to can I investigate it real close and make sure there aren't any pointy bits or holes for bolts to come out of?
Roll an investigation check.
15 at advantage.
None whatsoever. Everything looks just like before. The sarcophagus itself is perfectly clean.
Are you guys certain that you want to work with Obolaka before you do this?
I don't think Obolaka and I would get along very well.
I agree, Piju.
Well, if I have a choice, I would choose Unk, but we don't necessarily have a choice.
Moa?
We need to take whatever help we can get.
Moa, when you asked me if I was willing to accept you, what would have happened if I had said no?
I would have been forced to wait until someone else touched the staff.
Oh, okay. Moa says that you can open it as long as you don't accept the possession. She won't possess you, potentially.
But that's Moa. Moa's meant to be the good one.
Well,
So-
Obolaka's not bad.
Okay.
Who's bad, really?
Yeah, Wongo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, does
So,
anyone want to
yeah.
open this thing? Or no?
Well,
Well, I'm-
is Ijin better than Obolaka?
For the sake of this patchwork menagerie of people, I would say yes. For these purposes, for us. I
figured-
think Ijin would work with Piju very well.
Yeah, that was
Very,
my
very
thought too.
Okay.
And just because he had the encounter with the Almirage earlier at Fusion Shrine, it seemed like a nice little circle to get back.
You guys
to
are
that.
made for each other, yeah.
So what are we all thinking then as so that's Pijo's. Averine, who are you thinking for yourself?
Well, if I had the choice, I'd pick Unk.
Okay.
I have a bit of an adversarial relationship with folk, and Unk seems like that would curb that predisposition that I seem to have.
Okay. Because
Okay.
I'm thinking Kabazan?
Kubazan.
Kubazan. I'm thinking Kubazan because like they're just as chaotic and mad as me. So woo!
I was about to say he's the fun one.
We'll have a party. In my head, it'll be amazing. It'll be like, you know, the Ring of Winter, but sun. So, what about Dandy?
Oh, Shigambi, definitely. We want Shigambi with us.
Okay.
If that's what you were about to say. I heard the shush.
Okay.
What is Shigambi supposed to be?
Shigambi's it looks like she's the power one.
Shigambi's the Kamadan. That one. The brave.
Okay.
Very good, Carmen.
That sounds.
Thanks. That's some reading.
That sounds
I feel smart.
probably
Doesn't
the
happen
best
often.
one for Tower then, I suppose.
So,
Okay.
is anyone at least opening the sarcophagus to see what treasure might be inside?
There is probably a treasure inside, by the way.
I think we should still open it.
Moa, if one of us accept the aid of, who's this again?
Obalaka.
Obalaka. If one of us accepts the aid of Obalaka, and then we encounter another of your brethren, what would occur if we wanted to choose another?
If you accepted 2 spirits, then they would fight it out to see who gets possession.
And we would have no say over that.
You would have to accept both into you, and then they would decide who gets kicked out. You would have no say. Granted, if I'm honest and wise as I am, there's no real reason why you can't grab this item, and just keep going until the one wins that you want. But the gods might get a little tired of that.
All right. Well, let's see what's inside.
Okay.
So one of you, pushes the lid of the sarcophagus clean off the base of it. Inside, you see the bones of a Zorbo, which you can assume to be Obalaka's animal form, lying in a dusty pile. A fancy-looking ring that seems to be shaped like a shield rests atop the pile.
I've had enough
Well,
of
it's a
rings.
shiny. It's a shiny, so surely PJ might.
Had enough of rings. Too many rings.
I've had enough of rings.
This is I don't want to say it's a common thing, but it is a well-known magical item. So anyone can roll Arcana to see if they recognize the ring.
Hold on. Have a spider emergency. Bear with me.
Oh no. We'll kill it with fire. So Pijo and Zola recognize these rings as rings of protection.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Oh, Averin, you know what this is, right? This is a ring of protection. I've heard all about these. They're really, really easy to know about. You know
Curious.
that, right?
It's very curious how this particular item has escaped my knowledge all these years.
Yep. Does
Well-
anyone pick up the ring of protection?
What does the ring of protection do? If we've known of it, would we know?
+1 bonus to AC and saving throws.
Okay. I mean, I'm doing pretty okay on AC saving throws. Well, I'm doing okay on most saving throws in AC. So if somebody else feels they can benefit more from it.
Well, if whoever's taken the lead for investigating the pack before us would likely benefit from such an item.
Well, in that case, and I'll look to
Reach out.
Zola like you can, but I'll.
Sorry, if you take the item, does it possess you? So is that the case? Or
It's the only thing that's inside the sarcophagus. And just as the only thing that was inside Moa's sarcophagus was the staff, you can make that assumption.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing is Pijo doesn't think that he would be a good candidate for Obalaka.
Well, I think you can reject her. She'll ask before.
Yeah. Okay, then I'll grab it and I'll hold the ring at least.
Okay.
And see what
As
happens.
you touch the ring,
Yeah.
the dust swirls in the shape of a small, feral, bear-like creature and billows towards you with a ghostly roar.
I shiver. Whew.
Tower's really getting down with this.
Do you accept the Obolaka's spirit?
Pijo's going to just say, very respectfully, I think we're two different sorts, and I don't want to constrict you any more than you were in there. So I'm not going to keep you trapped inside of me, which would be just as much of a prison as where you just were.
Roll a charisma saving throw.
Oof. I did not put the ring on yet either, so.
Nope.
That's
Tough.
not, yeah. Oh,
And the spirit inhabits you anyway.
okay.
Moa then says, "Oh, I didn't know I had a choice."
So can they talk to each other silently while they're inside of us, or is that not going to work? I was
No,
just
they
curious.
can't. They have to talk
okay.
through you. All right.
Okay.
You now have the Ring of Protection. It does require attunement if you wish to use it, just so that you can see it. But you are also now forced to be possessed by Obolaka. Now, Obolaka, the Zorbo, is nervous and obsessive. While inhabited by Obolaka, you gain the following flaw, which overrides any opposing flaw. Okay? So, Pijo, are you listening?
Yes.
I am risk averse and a slave to routine.
Okay.
Okay? On top of that, Obolaka does give you a new power. While Obolaka inhabits you, you can attune to one additional magical item. When Obolaka leaves you, all magic items to which you are attuned are no longer attuned to you.
Okay. That's
Okay.
handy.
So if you want to be attuned to 4 items, you can be with Obolaka's help.
Great. Well, right now I only have one item to be. Oh no, actually I have a handful of things, so that's good. Cool. But I'm not. I have to wait to put on the ring, so I'll put it on, but to attune to it.
Sorry about that, Piju. We didn't know.
Now we do.
It's quite safe in here, you know? I like it. You. Hi, I'm Obolaka.
Hello, I'm Pijo. Welcome to your new home. I hope to make it comfortable and as cozy as possible. But I might actually stay back a little bit now because I got precious cargo. I've been going up front a lot, and now I feel like I should just, I want to keep you safe because you've already been in a tomb once, and we don't need that to get any worse.
I feel you, Pijo. I feel
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
I think this is gonna go well.
All right, so
Did like he's pregnant.
you've now got 2 of the trickster guards. You've also got 2 items from them. Pijo does know that there is a secret door across the way that leads somewhere. You can go and explore that. More of you can go and explore the fountain if you wanted, or you could just go wherever you want to go. It's up to you. Though Obolaka does say to Pijo, "I can't believe you drank the water."
It just looked so good.
I know, but it could have germs in it.
What? What's
I
a
know.
germ?
It's little things that crawl inside you and then inhabit you. Okay, so things that aren't nice that inhabit you. It's very bad.
Oh.
I know.
Well, I'm glad the water wasn't germy, because that would have been bad. Do you know anything about that door?
Which door?
There was a secret door right there.
No.
No? Okay. Hey, guys, there's a secret door. Somebody should go check it. Hey, guys, there's a secret door. Somebody should go check it out.
I got it.
We don't want people to hear us.
Who's going to hear us?
Can the shield with the eyes, does that look like it can be removed?
If you were to break the bear statues,
I'm wondering if Does it look magical?
It does, but it also looks far oversized.
Right. Okay.
Too big for a normal individual to carry as a shield.
What about for a bear to carry as a shield?
Bears can't carry shields.
What if we strapped it to a bare back? Would I increase my AC?
Only if you roll over on the enemy. Okay.
Well, maybe I can just have it on my bottom, and then flanking doesn't have advantage on me anymore.
You're being
All
funny.
right.
Okay.
So, where are you going?
I'm gonna check for
Got
traps around this area that Piju indicated.
Oh yeah. Roll a perception check. Oh, nice. Okay, you don't see any traps on the door, though you do smell a little bit of gas.
I smell gas. Who was it?
Eggy smell.
Did that come from any of you guys? Okay, then I think that there might be something flammable down there.
Okay.
I'm
Do
gonna
you
poke my
open
head.
the door? Okay.
I'm gonna poke my head through the wall.
As you poke your head past the wall, you do see that the steps lead down to the river, the dirty, mucky river. But at the bottom, there seems to be just a collection, almost like a bubble, large cloud of gas that smells like rotten eggs.
Oh.
Oh, that smells like sulfur. Ugh. Okay, so
We
no
don't need to
enemies.
go down there. It smells bad.
No enemies this way. Does it look like it would be on level with the floor beneath us?
Not the level below you, not like down the stairs. This is somewhere in between.
Okay, this doesn't
Same as
quite go down.
Same as the river that you saw on the other side.
Okay, I got it. So this doesn't quite go down to the next level, but it is on level with the area that we found on the other side that was also behind the secret wall. So we could probably use either one to get to this space in between. I would suggest the other one. This one is stinky.
I agree. Stinky's bad. Let's go home.
Door's closed, Piju. You're in this.
Sorry, I tried. It didn't work.
It's okay. It's okay. I forgive you. All right. So you guys walk through the shattered remains of the crystal door. You go back to the main hall. You see below. Pijo, you feel the urge to stay as close to the wall as possible, away from the banister. But
Also staying as close to the bear as possible because he is big. And I figure as this is going on, Pijo's just like explaining to Opalaka everything that's happened. Like, well, in that place, there was a demon that was dark and attacked us, and I didn't get attacked. We're okay from that. And in this place, there was a skeleton that charged at us and just kind of
that's
fucking
not
threw
good.
everything.
What kind of skeleton?
I don't know. It was a skeleton. It was a moving skeleton. It had a triangle on its head. In its head.
Strange question for you. How long has it been, do you think, since you encountered the flaming skull?
That's a good question. How long has it been?
About 20 minutes.
Half an hour?
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll say
it's like-
about half an hour to 40 minutes-ish. Okay. All right.
Definitely not an hour for the bear.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because the bear is still in bear form.
I know something about that skull.
Yeah, but does Tower know something about the skull?
Aaron knows something about that skull.
Yeah.
Maybe Carmen's heard Daddy tell stories of his trip into Falandir.
Fandolin.
Fandolin.
Roll,
Daddy told me lots of stories.
okay, roll a history check, Carmen.
Okay. And she listened very, like, advantageously to Daddy's stories because she loved him so much.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll throw you a bone there. You do know, you remember hearing stories, though you don't know the time frame of it. Flame skulls have a tendency to reform after a time.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Zola, as you begin making your way up and around to this northern corridor, you feel a bit of a breeze. There's a bit of wind coming through. And then you crest through and you notice there is a really large fan that blocks this passageway in front of you. And when I say fan, I mean 2 rows of blades spinning opposite one another, blocking this path. They're spinning very quickly, but you can see past them into the room beyond, ever so slightly.
Oh, it's another god.
So, Zola, as you step into the corridor, I do need you to roll a dexterity. No, this would be the same as before because it kind of works the same way. It's just non-magical. It's physical air. I need you to roll an athletics check.
Okay. Hey, no problem.
You feel the wind that's passing by here pulling inwards towards the spinning blades. So you just instinctively grab the walls and you hold yourself there. But you know that this corridor, while the blades are spinning, is going to attempt to pull people through the blades.
Right, so another problem. There's a fan. It's a very large fan. If you stand where I'm standing, it will start to pull you in, or still start to try to pull you in. But it's moving very quick. That could definitely kill somebody.
Why would we want to go beyond it?
Like I said, there's a god.
Well, the other 2 god rooms had a secret door that led to that river. Perhaps if we head to the river, we'll be able to enter that room via another direction.
Yeah, I'm willing to try that instead of going towards it.
Okay. To save you guys time, you'll go find that there isn't a way in and come back.
Okay, thank you.
So kind and generous of you.
No problem. But now we're over a couple minutes. We're about 45 minutes in. Okay.
Can Tower get through that mouth?
He can squeeze.
Okay.
Okay. As you squeeze, I'm going to need you to make a dexterity-based check to try and make sure that as you move through, you don't knock the shield out of place.
Yeah, this is the question I'm asking. Does it look like it's something that will, like... It's something I have to wiggle through and there's a potential of it, I might just drop the form.
There's
That's
potential.
what I'm trying to perceive. Yeah, right,
Yeah.
okay. And I would have said I would have dropped the form and then before we investigated the river. So can we investigate the river? Are we going to investigate the river?
So I'm just saying you guys go to the river. The river will connect. If you follow it left towards where the room should be, you'll find there isn't a way up.
Okay.
You'll end up going back to the gas pocket and then come back.
I will say that Tower has dropped his form.
So I will, however, since we're saying you guys have... Oh, I realized something recently that I have been ruling wrong this whole time, and I don't know if it's actually been affecting you at all. It doesn't use up one of your wild shapes to shift back early. I've been telling people that for a while, and I know I'm absolutely wrong now.
Sorry, what? Sorry? It
does not cost you any of your wild shape uses per short or long rest to shift back to your normal form. I used to tell people it did. I was wrong.
So you were saying that it would take wild shape to turn into a bear and then another wild shape to turn back to a human?
That's what I used to say, but I realized it doesn't work that way. So I apologize if I've messed you up.
No, you haven't. You haven't
Okay.
done that with me.
Good.
I always, yeah, no. So I was confused there. I thought I was trying to indicate if you meant that if I ended my wild shape early, it wouldn't cost me the wild shape, rather than if I.
Oh no, I don't.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to clarify. Yeah, but no, it's fine. I knew that wrong.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So now we have to attempt the wild blades.
Can we wedge something in them? Or
Right.
What about that big shield back in Obolaka's crypt? Rip that
yeah.
off the wall and chuck it at it.
This is
It's too big to be used anywhere else.
right. So there's a big chest over there.
Yep. Beyond the.
Other
Which way? Sorry. You mean beyond the? Oh yeah, you would have seen a waterfall if you had gone right. You would see a waterfall that just drops down, and then a chest on the other side of the waterfall. Would you have gone to inspect it? Pijo, being risk averse, wouldn't.
I think. Oh well, we possibly were going to. Oh, did we go right?
We went left to go to
No,
the
you
right.
went left.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. But
Yeah.
now we're in the river. Will we have explored the river a little bit?
Would you?
The place. That's the
I don't think so.
Okay. So we don't know about it.
Oh,
We
wrong
want to
one.
get into this room. Okay.
Okay. So, do we want to go and grab that shield? So we've got something big.
I was tempted to take the shield and throw it at the other shield and see if they canceled each other out. But we could throw it at this, yes.
Okay. So some of you, Dandy probably as well, who's still wearing the paper mache mask with the feathers. I don't know if anyone took theirs off, but
I'm
he's
sure.
still
Definitely wearing his
Yeah.
with the goggles so that it's all a very confusing mess, but it works.
Heads back, helps you destroy the bears. So you grab hold of this heavy shield. It's heavy, and you need multiple people to carry it.
I'll help.
But a couple people, 2-3 people, could muscle it around as you're working your way through. You'll get to this point, and are you let go of the shield?
Yeah. So we're just gonna put it to the point where, and see if the wind starts to catch it like a sail, and just let it go.
The wind tries and can't because it's too heavy. It just hits the floor.
If this is too heavy, then perhaps we can tie ourselves off to this and use it as an anchor.
We'd still have to get to the fan, though.
Perhaps we can jam the fan once we have got close to it. Or
Well,
I just chuck my sword down here now to see if this would break the mechanism.
Would you want to risk your sword?
I have the flame tongue at the moment. I could risk the great sword if that's what we wish to do.
I say you just hold on to the shield and approach. With the
Yeah.
both of you combined, it won't be a problem. Then you can get right up to it and then lift your elbow and get that bottom part of the shield into the van and break it.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, yeah. So I'm kind of like picking up, like try to drag the shield back, pick it up, and then like, has it got a leather backing so you can actually?
It's got the same handles.
Same
So
handles like
if-
football.
One of you holds one handle, another of you holds the other, because it's too heavy for one person. So
Okay.
if two of you next to one another stand behind it, you could carry it forward, and the combined weight of all of you is just too much for the wind to be able to pull.
Okay, so I plan to try and just that would cancel out the wind being the suction at the same time. So can we just all right, let's try that. Who wants to do this with me?
I'll do it with you.
Athletics check at advantage to one person that's doing it. If you would like Dandy to help, he can do, or
Yeah, get Dandy to help
Dandy's
me.
do it because I'm not athletic at all.
It's a tight squeeze, so we're going to try and hug the walls a
So
little bit.
he has a +10 to athletics, and he would roll with advantage.
I would give it to Dandy then, because I've got a +6, but that's obviously a lot better.
So with the 26, he kind of holds it up. You help him support, and you just slowly make your way forward. Not able to see past the shield in this tight corridor, but sliding across it. Eventually, you'll start hearing the blades hitting the eyes on the shield.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they're not physical eyes, and so it just kind of grinds off of them rather than popping them. Eventually, the blades spin to a stop, or jolt to a stop.
Yeah, I'm going to try
shield
and
is stuck in
friction on it,
place.
try and slow it down to a halt, and then see if we can jam, and then try and jam it in there.
Eventually, putting the shield in, you block it off. All of the blades stick open. You all have to be careful, but you can circumvent this trap by squeezing through the gaps, and all of you would be able to make it.
Can we see what's causing it to spin? Is there a mechanism causing it to spin? Can we break the mechanism?
There is no mechanism that you can see.
Is it magical?
You can assume it to be magical.
Okay.
So,
could we dispel it?
if you can cast Dispel Magic, you could certainly try.
Do we need to?
Can, but I haven't got it today. All right. Okay. But we're through. All right.
Okay. So, you guys step through the spinning. Yeah. You guys step through the spinning blades, and the room beyond actually has the sarcophagus down a 10-foot pit. Okay.
Oh.
So it's not too difficult to get up and down it yourselves manually, unless you're a small creature. You should be fine. You can get up and down. With this sarcophagus in the middle, it looks like it's just a normal sarcophagus. It's got the imagery on the top of a monkey-like creature. I don't like that.
Nope, that's Longo. Nope.
Do we not wish this one?
No, he's a cheeky monkey. He's not going to be cooperative with any of us.
Then let us not linger here anymore. If we cannot take the items without risking possession, it's not worth the time.
Well,
I
you
agree.
back,
Let's not mess with this guy at all.
back away from the monkey.
However, we have 3 chests in this room.
But that might be a game that he's playing.
All 3 chests were open with their lids raised. You notice that each of the 3 chests, though they are colored differently, they all have a key inside the lid of the chests.
This may be Wongo's room, and we need keys for the main chamber, do we not? We have not yet to find anything on this floor.
Well, I have the skull that's got the weird triangle cut out.
And they told us they don't look like normal keys, right? So we shouldn't go to the place with the normal keys, because the place with the normal keys sounds very dangerous.
Let us see if this skull is what we need. And let's head back.
Okay.
Are we going down?
I think that's the only way to go.
Well, that river branched down in the other direction. We haven't explored that direction yet.
What's one sound between
Where would you like to?
Do we wish to go right? Is that where we're going? Okay.
Yeah, I think we should check out where the river goes.
Okay.
Where the river goes.
So in that, you see that the river ends up moving not too swiftly, so it's not a danger, but it does end at a waterfall with a gap and a treasure chest on the other side.
How far down is the wall?
Can't see the bottom.
Well, I guess there's nothing here for us, guys, so I guess we should just go. Okay, good check-in. Let's go down the stairs to the other place now, where there's more.
Could you cast your fire bolts down to see if we can see the bottom?
Sure. Cast a firebolt down there.
Okay. So it hits the ground, dissipates in water 100 feet below.
Oh.
That is quite a drop.
So
I haven't prepared to fly today. Piju, if you don't want to go over there. Is anyone curious about that chest over yonder?
Yes. And how far up is the ceiling?
above you, you've got about 30 foot above. However, you physically could go along the walls.
That's right. Yeah. These are plenty rocky. Yeah, no problem. I'll just be careful and check for traps.
It turns out I actually did prepare fly, so if you didn't
Watch out for germs, Zola. There's germs over there.
Good
Thanks.
job.
Okay.
There is germs everywhere.
So,
no,
looking for traps. Roll a perception check, Zola. You don't see any traps. This looks like just a generic, normal treasure chest. It does have a lock on the front.
It's a mimic.
I'm gonna lay my hand on it.
Okay.
And does it feel like it's too heavy for me to pick up?
You kind of give it a little bit of a rough handle, just kind of shake it a little bit to get the weight. It does feel quite heavy. Not too heavy. What's your strength score?
8.
Not too heavy for you, but it is close. It's about
Okay.
100 pounds, and it feels like there's stuff in it as you kind of give it a shake, and you go to pull your hand back, and the hand's not coming back. It was in fact a mimic. I'd like everyone to roll for initiative as Zola is now grappled by the mimic.
As this happens, Pijo's just gonna whisper to Oolong, like, that's why we didn't go over there.
I should roll for Shago Dandy too. Although he's not going to do anything. He's not got any weapons with him. He's not going to get involved. All right. Anyone missing from the turn order? We've got Zola, Averine, Pijo, Carmen, Tower. Did you roll initiative? Are you getting involved?
Oh yeah, it's fine. What I need to do, I didn't on my list.
Okay. So, top of the round, Averine.
I will cast Firebolt at the mimic. Zola, are you all right?
It's a thing! It's got me! It's gross!
16.
That will hit the mimic for 13 points of fire damage.
And I will take a step back, and that's it.
Zola.
I would very much like to get away from this thing.
Yeah,
Is
you're
there-
grappled right now.
Is there
So-
any way that I can get out of that?
You can use your action to attempt to break the grapple, like you would normally, making a athletics check. You do have disadvantage on this because it is adhesive. It's sticky.
Must it be athletics? Can it be acrobatics?
Unfortunately, not.
Okay. Then I think I will take my chance. I'll do it. I'm going to try to escape.
So roll an athletics at
That didn't work.
disadvantage.
7.
Yeah, unfortunately, it manages to keep hold of you. Its sharp teeth just sticking down. Its tongue starts wrapping around your wrist, and it all just feels extra sticky.
Okay. I'm tolerating it.
Okay. Anything else from you, Zola?
I think that's all that I got. Yep.
Okay. Oh, sorry. 1 second. Someone's at the door.
Wow.
I can't find that spider.
As an aside, that is one of the very few orchestral pieces that includes the saxophone, and so I was very excited to play that when I was in college, because I didn't get to play in the orchestra very much. It was all just wind band stuff. So that's story time with Stephen.
You should do that every week. Bit of story time with Stephen. Whenever Aaron has to run off.
All right.
You missed it, Aaron. You missed it.
What did I miss?
Everything.
I told a
Yeah.
very engaging story.
Storytime with Teo is a really good name for a podcast, you know. Bit bitter about that. All right. Anyways, so it's the Mimic's turn, and the Mimic has hold of Zola. The Mimic has Zola grappled. I need Zola to roll a strength saving throw as the Mimic is going to jump.
No!
I'm going to re-roll that. I'm going to use my dude guy, which was in my hand, and now it's not. I don't know where it went.
It went off to the side.
Okay.
So immediately re-rolling the d20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You take 35 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the water at the bottom.
I have 1 hit point.
So that was its movement.
How many hit points did it take on the fall?
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good point. 35. So it's now at 10. So it's going to try to bite at Zola now that Zola is down there.
Uncanny dodge.
I use the staff.
I don't know if you can see that.
Is that a nat 20?
That's a nat 20.
Could you have uncanny dodged the fall, maybe?
Don't think so.
I know.
Not fall damage, unfortunately. So as his teeth bite in further, Zola, you take 9 points of piercing and 10 points of acid damage.
And I'm unconscious.
And grappled 100 foot below everyone else. Pijo, you're risk adverse, but you could save Zola.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, look, Obalaka, I gotta do this. My friend just went down there. I'm gonna stay up at the top. I got these wings. I can fly, but I gotta see if I can do something. Is that okay?
Okay, just be careful.
Okay. Thank you. So I'm gonna fly. Oh, I lost my cursor. I'm gonna fly up above the gap. Can I see from up here what's down there?
You can't see 100 foot below you.
Oh, I have the do the goggles for dark vision.
They go to
It's only
60
at
foot.
I don't think I can go any further down from there. That was like, I think that was my 50 feet of movement. That was, no, I was back here. So that's 30. So if I went down 20 more feet, would I be able to see them?
No, you need to get within 60 feet. So you need to drop down an additional 20 on top of that.
Yeah. And if I just shoot an arrow down there, there's every likelihood I'm just going to hit Averine instead. So
not Averine, but
sorry, yeah, Zola. So I'm just gonna inch down, and I guess I'll be using a dash for my action then, so I can get some extra movement, so I can at least see what's going on down there, and then shout up to the group about what I see, because I can't. Oh wait, healing word is a bonus action, right? Healing spirit. Okay, so I'm going to use my bonus action after I've dashed down low enough to see them to cast Healing Spirit on. Are they in this? They're not in the same space, right? So I'll just do it in the space where.
No, they're not.
Yeah. So I'll do it in the space where Zola is.
Okay, so you got to 40 foot down. Oh no, you got to 20 foot down with your first movement.
And then I
what's
use the
movement speed?
I use it's 50.
50. Okay, so you go down to 70. So 30 feet away is where Zola is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then I'm going to cast Healing Spirit in the space where Zola is, since that's within 60 feet, so that on the start of her next turn, it will heal her.
As you... Real quick one...
I got to use the spell first, I guess. And then something wrong is going to happen because we're in the tomb.
Not quite. It's not that something wrong is going to happen. I just want to give you a glimpse of where you actually are.
Oh, okay.
As you get into view. Let it load. Come on, there we go. All right. So it might take a moment to load, but that's what you see.
So we're on a different layer now.
You are far below.
Okay. So I'm going to cast.
So you're casting Healing Spirit. You call forth a nature spirit to soothe the wounded. The intangible spirit appears in a space that is 5 foot cubed that you can see within range. All right. So it is on Zola's position. Right.
And then I'm just going to shout up at everyone that Zola's down here. They can hear up. Can they hear that far up with the waterfall and everything? I'm going to shout it regardless. But
yeah.
Zola's down here. Doesn't look good. Okay. I'm going to do what I can. Maybe somebody can help. And that's it.
So you shout. And...
Oh, no.
Draw the attention of the thing that was in the water.
Oh, God.
Shit.
Go.
As Pijo shouts and is heard by this large creature, and it rolls for initiative.
No.
What's wrong, Pijo?
Pijo doesn't... I mean, Pijo's terrified if he can see this, but this guy knows well enough to know what that is, and that's not a good thing to run into.
Nope. All right, so anything else from you, Pijo?
No.
Okay. Back up at the top, before I switch over, is anyone else going to dive down?
Well, on Averine's turn, she will be able to cast Fly. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, in which case, Tower, is there anything you would be doing?
Tower is going to cast Moonbeam on the location of the Healing Spirit. It hasn't come up for some reason.
Try again.
No, come on. Submit.
Oh.
Alright.
The thing is, you can't see it.
I'm doing well. So the Healing Spirit in my head is a glowing object.
It doesn't give off any light. It's an intangible spirit. It doesn't, like, unless it mechanically says that it gives off light, it doesn't.
All right. Okay. I haven't got healing spirit tonight. I always thought it was a glowing. It described itself as something glowing.
Now, strictly speaking, the moonbeam doesn't say you have to be able to see the point that you choose, but I'm just saying you can't specifically choose the spot that has the healing spirit.
What is moonbeam?
Does that make sense? It's 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder.
Right.
And it's within 120 feet.
Right. We'd already seen Averine shoot the fireball down the 100 feet.
Yep.
So I'm really going to have to, in my head, I can estimate the range, but I can't guess the target, the destination, because I didn't see her land.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
If I wanted to cast this mechanically, how would you say there's a chance of me getting a rough area where that is?
You could make an assumption, and the best guess is because it's a 5-foot radius, that means 10-foot diameter circle. Best bet is probably somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm casting that in assumption that I can try and kill that thing off.
Okay.
And shine some light down there at the same time.
Okay. So the moonbeam also does not give off a silvery beam of pale light. Yeah, okay. We can say that the pale light works. Okay. So you summon in silvery beam. Use a diamond. There we go. Okay, so then you can see it's not quite on top of Zola.
Okay. For my bonus action,
Okay.
I want to pull out the feather I was given.
Yep.
And crack it.
Okay. So you're going to wild shape into a flying creature.
Yep.
You immediately shift into an eagle.
Okay.
You don't really get much choice in that matter.
Giant eagle or just eagle?
He's a big lad.
What's the CR of a giant eagle? Let's take a look.
Yeah, I haven't really checked. I wasn't expecting this to happen, to be honest.
Me neither, to be honest. Certainly didn't. It's a CR1, so yeah, you can have the giant eagle. You suddenly flip out into the form of a giant eagle, and you fly. Well, do you use your movement at all to fly?
I will start flying down, but that's what I've got. I'll take
it has a
crack it.
Yeah, it's like your wild shapes. Yeah. It is a fly speed of 80. So you fly straight down and you get to 20 feet above the party. And so we will pull Tower into the fray. That's when you see the
creature down there.
creature.
Can I slow down when what do I see when we get down there? I don't see the big thing.
It's around the corner, so it's going to be a while before you see it. But when you get close to that position, you will be able to see this large creature. It's just one big maw, kind of like a purple worm, which you have seen. Most people have seen those kind of creatures. And it is floating above the water. Tentacles just touching the water itself.
Cool. I'm going to slow up. I'm going to be about 10 feet higher. Well, where's PJ? How far is PJ down?
You passed PJ. He's at 30 foot above the surface. So you could stop at 30 feet above the surface and be next to him as a giant eagle.
Yeah, I'm going to be next to PJ because we're kind of like... I'm going to halt once I see that thing and go, okay, now what? I'm going to reconsider my action.
Carmen.
Pijo is going to just nod at you in bird solidarity since you're flying there next to me.
What are you going to do?
What did Averine do?
Averine has not taken her turn yet.
Well, Averine shot
yeah.
the mimic at the top of combat. So.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Averine is after you.
Right. Okay. So Carmen then will, in that case, if everyone's going down. I'm really scared of a TPK here.
Sorry.
I can fly. Levitate, just levitate.
Yeah, but what's
I
the
can
difference?
float.
Can you levitate the other?
Carmen's just thinking.
No, you can't.
No. Super.
I didn't know what difference was.
You could. He's giving you
I can
more
fly
ideas.
halfway down. I can fly halfway down.
No, it's 2 concentrations.
Oh, I can't do both.
No.
But no, but it's on the loop. Is that not? No. Okay.
Quick as you can, Carmen. There's a monster about to eat Pijo.
No!
I've been eaten before. It's fine.
I will cast fly on myself.
Okay. Play the fly song.
As my action. And then I'll go down, but I will be staying quite high.
Okay.
Like out the way, out of a reach way, you know.
Well, your fly speed is only 60 feet, so you use your action to cast. So you move to 60 foot. You're now 10 foot above Tower and Pijo.
Okay.
Okay. All right. At the end of your turn, that's when we're going to take a quick 15-minute break. Okay? Before we see what the Aboleth is capable of. So, join us in 15 minutes after we've had a quick drink and a chat, maybe. And while you're waiting, though, on your screens, you should see this week's Who's That Monster? And go ahead and type in the chat to let us know what kind of creature you think it is. Hint, it always has something to do with the last session of Monsters. But join us back in 15 minutes. All right. Welcome back, everyone, after the break. Thanks for sticking with us. Before we jump into the fun times, which are happening at the bottom of this waterfall, we have our Who's That Monster? So on your screens, right about now, somewhere, you will see today's Who's That Monster. It is the Flame Skull.
It's ghastly.
Yes, Pijo. Yes, Pijo. So the Flame Skull, as described earlier, is the creature that the party had faced last week. It was the little girl's skull had been cursed. As was alluded to earlier, Flame Skulls, one of my favorite things about them that really gives a fun little challenge for low-level parties. While the Flame Skull itself is dangerous for a low-level party by itself anyway, it can easily be destroyed. It's the fact that every hour it reforms with all its hit points. And so, funny story, real quick, I have had a party rest in the room where they've killed a Flame Skull, and it popped up just before the short rest ended, and then wiped them all out. So, good job for surviving that one. All right, we'll jump back into the adventure in hand. Top of the round, Averine. You're still at the top of the waterfall, 100 foot above everyone else. What are you doing?
I will also cast Fly.
Okay. And are you then moving 60 foot down?
I am doing that, yes.
Okay. So you use your action to cast Fly. You move down 60 foot. You're now in line with Carmen. You can now see what's going on down here. The Mimic and Zola floating in the water. You have no idea how deep the water is. Pijo floating above it with Tower next to him at 30 foot above. There is a healing spirit over Zola, and there is a moonbeam in the center of the room. And then an aberration just off to the side, as As you do. Anything else from you, Avery?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. The Aboleth is going to use a legendary action to make a tail attack against Pijo, as it can just about reach him. That is a 28 to hit Pijo. Hits for 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Well, there go my temporary hit points.
Isn't Pichu like 30 feet in the air? Can he hit him from that?
Oh yeah. Never mind. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
I didn't want to second guess, but thank you.
No, absolutely.
Thank you
right.
for that.
You're up 30 foot. Okay. Then who's nearest? And Zola is just outside of us. So never mind. We end that. Zola, you start your turn, and in the healing spirit, roll a d6, please, Pijo, for the healing spirit.
Fly back up.
All right. You are conscious, still grappled by the mimic, floating in the water, and you see the thing.
Wakes up, goes, huh? Ah! And I gotta survive at least past the first level if the mission's going to succeed. I need to save myself. I will use bookmark to dimension door. I would like to dimension door all the way back up onto the ledge where Averine had just jumped down.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Then you do so. Pop. Pop. You arrive at the top.
We all see her do this.
You all see her disappear. You don't see where she goes.
We came down here to save her.
Yeah.
You guys need to run!
We've seen her use Dimension Door before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you'll see her pull out the dagger and then click it and disappear, from you.
Get one of those.
All right. Anything else from you, Zola?
No, I'll just sit here and hope
Okay.
for the best and pray.
The mimic, it's gonna really struggle. Mimics can't exactly swim, so it's just gonna bob. But
Didn't
with
really
the
think
current,
that through, did it?
yeah,
It's gonna make a commotion and a flapping. Now, let's be fair. The Aboleth is kind of He's not going to choose between things. There's two things. One's making a flapping and thing, and Peter's out of sound. I'm just putting it out there.
And he's in the water,
So,
flopping the water
It's
about.
a valid target.
Yep.
You mean it's a helpless flopping in the water and in no way a threat?
It is lunch.
Making so much more of a ruckus than Pedro might be.
floating up to meet Pijo.
Ah.
The Aboleth doesn't really have much of a movement speed, as turns out the Aboleth can't actually get further than the water's surface. It is just above the water's surface, as it is a large creature, but it can't quite get there. So it'll swim over towards you and then look at Pijo and ask Pijo to roll a wisdom saving throw
Okay,
against a charm effect.
Yeah. Now, here's a question. Since there is
It's not
currently another being inhabiting me, could this maybe be an advantage or something? Okay.
Did the mimic grapple the Aboleth?
Yeah, because if it touched it, it's sticky, right? So, that wouldn't affect my
really
saves
good
at all.
point. There's an obsessed thing. There's a conflict of interests in there. Can we not get them fighting for presence and control?
Oh,
Very much to explain, so that you're arguing the contest of wills. You managed to succeed the check anyway, so
Oh.
God.
you
Thank
don't
goodness.
have to worry about it. That is the end of the Aboleth's turn. Pijo, what are you going to do?
Oh, I'm using a dash action, and I am getting the heck out of there. So I'm just 100 feet in 6 seconds up in the sky, up towards wherever, in the same direction that Zola went. I mean, not that he knows that it is, but for our purposes.
Okay. At the end of your turn, since there is nothing within melee range of the Aboleth right now, it is going to whip out a tail and decimate the mimic.
Good.
Tower.
Yeah, like wide-eyed as the vehicle can get. Back up and fly back up.
Okay. Carmen, I'm assuming you're going to go back up.
She's gonna hold out her hands at Averina and be like, "Come fly with me," and just go.
And Averine.
Heading up.
Fly back up. All right. So
She'll like fly 500 miles. She'll be fine.
you all get back up to the top, safe and sound, knowing that there is an Aboleth 100 foot below you.
Let's not go back down there.
I'd like to go around and hug everybody and try to pull them into just this big old group hug.
Like, Tower is going to peck at you.
I take it.
I want to, as I was dashing out, just like, because I can move the healing spirit 30 feet a turn, so it'll last for 1 minute. So just bring it up so it can get some, like, I guess probably like 3 more heals on Zola, if that's reasonable. It might be too far away for me to like move it once I'm up there. So if that's your ruling, that's fine.
Yeah, I guess I'll let it go for now, but I'm going to note as something to research is a space that is a 5 foot cube you can see within range.
Mm-hmm.
Does that work in elevation? Could you pull it up, or is it stuck on the level?
Oh, I never thought about that. I always assumed that, but that's fair.
Is it a point on the ground? It's not a point on the ground. It's a space.
Yeah.
So could you make it fly? We'll see. I will study that. If anyone in the chat knows, type it away. Let me know. But I believe you should be fine to be able to lift it back up. So yeah, we'll say.
It takes 3 turns to go up to the top to get enough
up.
where it can then on the next turn end on there. So that's 4 turns. Already had 1, so to get 5 more, I guess.
Yeah. So everyone can roll 5d6 healing if they took any damage, which I don't think any did.
I had some from before.
Actually, I'm going to move my moonbeam onto the Aboleth.
It's going to go under the water and swim away.
Can I do some damage to it now? I might have to do some damage to it later.
I'm trying to think of, is the Aboleth strong enough to swim up the waterfall?
I'm keeping the moonbeam. All right.
Yeah,
I don't like that. That's
so
not
you
nice.
deal a bit of damage to the Aboleth, but it shrinks away. It swims off, disappears from view. All right.
I'm
So
going to maintain
everyone-
that we're out and safe.
Everyone re-heals to some degree. And yeah, Shargo is just, or Dandy, just looking, just.
Sorry about that, Zola. I didn't think that the treasure chest would be that much of a bother.
No, don't worry about it. The only thing I'm coming away with is I'm glad it was me instead of Piju.
I did warn you about the germs. There's a really big one down
those were
there.
germs. That might have been a germ. That was like a giant leech. What was that?
I don't know, but I felt something in my brain, and I don't like feeling things in my brain just in general. And then,
It's bad having
but no
things in your
offense.
brain, isn't it? It's terrible. I hate it when things are inside my brain too. Don't worry.
But Pijo, do you know what's really good for gems? Alcohol. Would you like some? And then she's just gonna pull out a hit flask and just go, have a swig of that. It kills
Oh
off
my
all
God.
the germs.
I haven't had this in so long.
Oh, no.
She might have spiked it.
Isn't that the point?
It's alcohol. There's nothing else in it but alcohol, obviously.
I've read your sheet. Isn't that your odd floor?
That's my floor.
No, it isn't.
Is it
It's
floor?
It's old floor.
All right. So, what are you guys doing now that you're back up to the top?
Carmen would like to get out of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was gonna hop along as like wings closed and doing that birdie hop along.
Do you want to sit on my shoulder?
The special
What was it?
special
Is it
feather is gonna wear off by the time the healing spirit wears off. It's a short one.
Okay.
Okay.
Then
Let's head up these stairs where there's no danger. All the danger was down below.
Don't say that, Avery.
Everything else is safe.
Everything will be fine as soon as we enter that room that we've already killed the monster.
How long has it been since we killed the monster?
It's been about an hour, you know.
Okay. Carmen will tell everyone that I don't think those things stay dead forever. It might be back or coming back. So just bear that. Just
what? Why is this thing not dead?
well, it was already dead technically. But I'm just from what I've heard, just from what stories. Just bear that in mind. We might have to kill it again.
Can't we just run away from it?
It's not really something you can run from. It's kind of like a bit of a ghosty thing.
Maybe we should follow the rest of the river. We know it comes out somewhere.
But we just need to get on land. Surely. We've got another staircase, haven't we? We haven't gone down yet. So maybe time to go down a staircase, not along rivers that can lead to monsters that we.
Yes, but we must go past the. You'll say the room has.
But we killed it before.
If we follow the river, we can take it back to the other side, and then we can come back out that way. That way we don't have to worry about the monster.
Do the sticky
Okay.
stuff.
Through the smelly gas. None of you have any exposed flames, do you?
No.
No.
Then it just smells really badly as you approach that way. You do notice, though, that the water is flowing towards you, and it's coming from an area around the corner, just in case anyone's interested to explore the other way. But you know at least the water is flowing this way, so there's no waterfall.
There might be a key.
Yeah, just like there might have been a treasure. No, we're not going that way. Nuh-uh, not
I'll
again.
check it out. I just won't touch anything.
Piju, what has come over you? You used to be such a fun-loving and adventurous sort. What has changed?
I can't love fun if I'm dead. If my soul's trapped in some machine down here.
Pijo, have some more alcohol.
Okay.
Zola and Tower, you pass through the cloud. Zola in her invisible form, you just see the parting in the cloud as she makes her way through. You see at the foot of another waterfall is a treasure chest.
Okay.
We could shoot it full of arrows first.
How long does Moonbeam last? Now to 1 minute. No, okay.
That's gone.
Can I
Now,
firebolt
the
it?
large, you can do. Now, this large treasure chest is not sat in the water. It is just above the water surface, dangling from some rusty chains that are holding it closed, like tight, wrapped around it, as it just dangles in the air.
I sensed a motion of water travel past me in a great velocity. Zola, was that you? Where'd you go?
That looks like some kind of trap, and we're standing around a bunch of noxious fumes, so I'm very concerned it's going to blow us all up.
Good point.
Let us proceed down. I have had enough of treasure chests.
There we go.
They are only here to tempt us.
Well, the reason why I went for the first one in the first place was because we really do need as much help as we can get on this mission.
It seems the help is with the 9 gods and their crypts. I think the chests are there as a diversion.
What do you think, Moa? You're wise and sagely and ancient.
With great risk usually comes greater reward.
He says,
Yeah, go ahead.
he says with great risk usually comes great reward.
What do you think about that, Owalaka?
All right.
With great risk comes great pain.
Here's a question.
She says, "With great risk comes great pain."
Is it? Can I look in the river in and the salt the sulfur?
Yeah.
Is coming up. Is it
The sulfur
bubbling?
cloud. No, the sulfur cloud is not coming from the water. It is just. It appears to be just sat at that point, not flowing, just there.
I'm curious if we ignite this in a controlled manner where we are not in the way, would this reappear again? It does not. Can I see if there's a source of this gas? It's not. I can't like.
There doesn't appear to be a source. It's one cloud that's just trapped there.
Maybe we could ignite it from a distance, and then be a little bit safer investigating this chest. If you wish, if Moa thinks, then that there might be other items that we can use.
I'm sorry, what? I heard you were going to ignite something?
I'm with you, Zola. Wherever you are.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. And then I'm going to prestidigitation the both of us, and we just smell better because we've been in that water. Like, psh. There we
Oh,
go.
thank you. That's
all right. That's cool.
What do you think, Abilene? Maybe we could control this, or shoot from behind these walls.
Perhaps from behind the sarcophagus, I can throw a firebolt down there, and do a controlled explosion.
Control. Contained explosion. Right.
So I'll throw a firebolt down there. See what happens.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So firebolt launches 12. So
into the cloud.
it gets ignited even more. That one bit of flame that you cast then suddenly catches and explodes with an incredible force in that area. Every creature that would be in that area or within 15 feet of it needs to make a dex save or take 73 points of fire damage on a failed save, half as much damage on a successful one. The explosion burns the gas away completely, and then it's gone.
Okay. We're all good. We're all good.
Okay. So does that give people the confidence to go and investigate the dangling chain a little bit more?
Yeah, a little bit more.
Do you wish to now investigate the treasure chest?
Aye, let's take a look.
Okay.
Oh,
As you approach the
everyone,
treasure,
you might have heard a bit of a ruckus. We've exploded the gas. We're gonna go take a look at the chest.
Okay. So, who is going down to take a look at the chest? Everyone? Pijo's not.
He's just staying far away. He'll go down, but stay in the back.
Okay. All right.
Carmen's going to stay back, relatively back. She'll be in the middle. Pijo can stay right at the back. She'll kind of stay in eye shot and then tell him what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Much appreciated.
Okay.
It's all right.
So,
traps.
Averine, as you look at the dangling chest, you notice the chest itself is 6 foot long, 3 foot wide, 3 foot high. And it's actually a foot above the surface of the water. The pool at that point is 5 foot deep. How tall are you?
5 foot something. I am 5'4".
Okay, so the water is like up to your nose at that point, unless you're swimming.
Harold will assist and lift.
Well, as soon as I start getting deeper and like, there's a point at which I'm like at waist level. I'm like, oh, it seems to be getting deeper. I don't think I can get to the chest without swimming, and I'm quite heavy with my chain shirt and my shield and so on and so forth.
I can approach being 7 foot tall.
Okay. So as you approach with the water just barely coming up to your chest, you see that on the front of this chest, a keyhole. You have a keyhole shaped like a cackling demon skull, right on the front. So the keyhole looks like an open skull. Encircling the keyhole is a tiny inscription in common, which you can read to say, "I devour all but the greatest thieves."
Oh no.
Did you hear this? I'll say that. I devour all but the greatest thieves. But the skull, maybe your weird skull might fit this thing.
What's the keyhole shaped like? Is it a triangle?
No, the actual keyhole inside the skull looks like a traditional keyhole.
What were the clues that we haven't encountered yet?
The keys turn on the inside only.
Is that the only one left?
So
One
they
stands
were.
between them.
The enemy's behind. One stands between them, which we haven't yet. In darkness, you hides, we've done. Don the mask. Speak no truth. And then the keys. So it's either one stands between them, or the keys turn on the inside only. What does it say again on the chest?
I devour all but the greatest thieves. We have no.
So maybe somebody needs to go inside it to get out of it.
Averine, roll an intelligence check. You're an intelligent being.
24. Oh, that's a save, and I am proficient in that. So, oh wait,
Is it the same?
I'm not. It is. Yeah, it's just 24.
24.
I rolled a 19.
Okay. So you can feel confident that the keys turn on the inside only refers to those 3 chests that had keys on the inside of their lids. Okay.
The keys turning clue probably referred to the monkey's riddle.
Oh, okay.
I do not wish to approach this.
It's going to have to be a sleight of hand, I imagine.
We have no key to test this with, and I have no way to open it.
Does anyone have thieves' tools?
I do, but I'm not a great thief. This is mostly just for security jobs and stuff. If anyone else is willing, I'd be happy to give you them.
I have a good sleight of hand. I'm not sure if it's better than Zola's.
You don't have proficiency.
I don't have proficiency in it.
Tower, perhaps this is too risky.
I agree. Let us head to the stairs.
Okay. All right. So if everyone is leaving, to make it easier, everyone line up in a straight line anywhere, doesn't really matter, in your marching order down the stairs.
Oh, okay.
And I will grab you and I will move you.
Which way are we going? Left to right or right to left?
Right is front.
Okay.
Oh, what was that?
Okay.
PJ,
PJ, come on, PJ. You check the traps.
PJ is out the back.
Oh.
PJ's the big guard.
PJ, come on.
I can see traps from back here. We're fine.
I will say, if you're not willing to lead, maybe I can hold on to the lantern that reveals things.
That's fair. And actually, Pijo, is going to stand towards the, so I guess fly above Carmen's space, so towards the middle, but up at the top. But yeah, he'll pass that lantern. Here you go. Enjoy it.
Thank you. And I'll light this and keep it lit. I don't know how that works if I'm invisible.
It's already lit, and it said it would last 6 hours, and you've only been in the dungeon for about an hour.
Is there any way that you can put it out?
You can put it out, but that uses up, I guess you could.
It's to try to save on that 6 hour time limit.
No, fair enough. Yeah. That'll be fine that you can do that. The what was I going to say? Yes, in terms of if you become visible, hold the lantern while it's shining light, and then become invisible, the light that you cast is still visible.
Awesome.
Though the source is not.
I love that. Let's do that.
Okay.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right. So, just going to open up the screen a little bit for everyone. Paste your tokens, and then move you down another flight of stairs.
We're going down the Tomb of Nine Gods.
So, as you make your way down, can you all see yourselves in the middle of the screen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
You can see the staircase spirals back down again, around. Directly in front of you is a passageway that, from your current vantage point, just seems to disappear off. But next to you, north of your current position, you guys can see a tunnel that leads towards another of those green devil faces. However, this one is different from the one you faced before because it's on the ground. Mouth is open, wide open.
The path in front of us is where I saw the dwarf go, right?
Correct.
Okay. So when I was out here earlier, there was a dwarf wearing a mask, and it went down that way. And I'm going to point into the path in front of us where it is. So I don't know if we can get him to help us, or if he knows anything, or if he's just going to try to kill us, or what. But there's stuff that way. Living, smart, intelligent, breathing stuff. Not like flaming skulls.
Is that the way you guys want to go?
It's fine by me.
Has anybody got any coins? Gonna do the coin trick.
Coins. I'll give him a coin.
Start flicking it. Just flick the coin into the pathway to see if anything grabs it and tracks it.
The pathway? Which pathway do you mean? Like, like nothing seems to grab it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll start down that direction, check for traps, and do the lantern thing on both walls. I'm on the ceiling, by the way. Is there a ceiling here? Or is it?
There is. Yes. All of the ceilings, if I don't say otherwise, are 10 foot high.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Thanks.
Did you
Right,
say there was a plaque around?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you should be able to see. Yep. There you go. Whole bunch of circles appear over it. There is a plaque if someone wants to go and read it.
Pijo will go read it.
Okay.
What's it say, Pijo?
Give me a sec. I gotta read it. And
Read
he
it out
adjusts his
loud,
goggles and his
Pijo.
mask. Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna remember this.
Yeah. The ring is a path to another tomb. The dead abhor sunlight. Only a jewel can tame the frog. Bow as the dead god intoned. Into darkness descend. That's all it says.
So, Zola, as you're making your way forward towards this space, the walls and floor of this 15-foot square room are just cracked and broken with images of terrified humanoids falling. Set into the middle of the floor is a stone bas-relief of a bearded devil face, painted green. You can hear what seems like cries calling up from below, but just like before, the mouth of this devil is a black void.
Oh, ooh, guys, I got a real gnarly feeling about this.
Into darkness descend.
I
Right.
can hear screaming or something, and there are effigies of people and horror all around.
As it's not an obvious sarcophagus or skeleton key, perhaps we can go the other way and see if we can find one of those first.
I agree. Let's not walk into trouble if we don't need to.
Then the passage to the east.
Okay. You see a cross section as you guys look beyond. The cross section seems like as you look east, there is a crossroads of paths, and then beyond it, you can see just about a room with that's quite light in there. Actually, you will see a single beam of light shining upon a sarcophagus in the middle of the tomb.
Okay.
Is this where your dwarf went, Peter?
I mean, I didn't see exactly where he went, but he went that way. So if there's that room up there with the sarcophagus, maybe that's where he went. But there's some other pathways he could have turned. I didn't see that, but he went that way.
And let us see what we can see. Check for traps down the pathway.
Okay. So you can roll perception checks if you'd like to see if you can notice any traps.
Before we go any further, I'm just looking at health-wise for Zola and Avery. Avery's health looks really, really low.
Covering. Should she be really?
I thought everybody. I'm just wondering because I've got the staff of healing, so.
It's
okay,
full.
so-
It was just hidden.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Zola's is a little bit low. Do you need some healing? Are you okay?
If you can save some for an emergency still, yeah, I'll take some.
Well, I've got 10 charges. I think it's 10 charges per day on the staff. I've only used one, so I can do a cure wounds.
Okay, yeah, I'll take it.
I just think it just might make sense because you're up front and you're on half health, so
Become visible for a second.
it's a cure wounds level 4
For one charge.
for one charge. Yeah.
Yeah, we got 10 charges. So 40 wounds.
I don't know how I would do that. Sorry, hold on.
It's 4d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
What? So do I do that or does Zoe do that?
You do that.
Okay. Roll 4d8.
4d8 plus 4. So I haven't got the sheet in front of me. Is it her spellcasting modifier, or is it just the?
So it's 19.
The staff of healing.
Yeah, it would be her spellcasting modifier.
So 23.
Which, yeah. Yeah, so it's 23 then.
Perfect.
Just make sure you're okay. Just.
I really appreciate that, yeah.
No, it's okay.
I feel as good as I did when I walked in here.
Good. Well, hopefully a bit better, but yeah, good, cool. Okay,
No, still very scared.
So, you guys heading down that corridor?
Oh, next one.
Zola, when you get up to that point, still you don't see any traps at all that lead the way. At the four-way intersection, you can see that the corridors to the north and the south seem to curve upward and out of sight, but they don't appear to have any rails or steps to allow them to be climbed. The corpse of a half-human, half-goat creature in robes sprawls about 10 feet to the north. It grips a staff tipped with a bronze goat's head.
Is this a satyr?
Could be. Looks like it.
Tower would recognize a satyr.
Yes, he would.
Yeah.
Yes, he would.
It's okay up to here.
What kind of slope is it? Like super sharp, or?
It doesn't look too sharp, but and we can do a bit of math if you really wanted. But the radius of the circle is 25, 30 foot. So it's not a very steep slope, but it does go to completely vertical by the time you get up to the wall where it disappears from view.
So it's like a skateboarder half pipe.
Yeah, just like that. Though, if you to roll perception checks.
Who, everyone?
Our previous perception check was okay.
Oh.
Connection lost. There was a problem with the network. There we go. I think I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay, cool. All right, so with passives, Zola, Tower, the two of you notice something odd about the position that the satyr is in. He is about halfway up to the halfway point. So he's at an angle. But by the looks of his robes and the hair on the person's body, everything, it looks like his robes are flat to the ground below him. And he's not sliding towards you.
That's weird. It's like gravity's working in a weird way there or something.
Can I borrow another coin, Colin?
There you go.
I flick coin into the corridor.
And it'll bounce as if gravity along this half pipe is according to the floor. So it'll just bounce and bounce up and then stop right above you.
Sorry, I'm confused.
Not quite above you. So you guys are in a 10-foot tall corridor.
Yeah.
That the north and south corridors bend up and out of view. The coin that you just threw stuck to the ground until it just about got just before it went out of view. And it's staying up on the ground. It's not sliding back down. So it confirms gravity holds
It's
you
on the edge.
perpendicular to the circle.
Okay.
And tangentially to the circle. Is that right? No, it is perpendicular.
Does the ceiling also continue this in a circle fully, or is it just the okay? So it's like a ring shaped thing.
Yeah, it's shaped like a ring.
Does the satyr? What does the ring say?
Rings a path to another god.
Yeah. No, the ring is a path to another tomb. Yes, it's not God. Yeah. Yep.
What does? Oh, so does the satyr look like it's taking injury from a fall?
You want to go and investigate his body?
Can I see it from here? Does it look like he's got broken legs or like bones sticking out, like he's taken a fall injury?
No, it doesn't look like that.
I could turn into a spider and investigate. But able to use my final white chip for this.
Don't use it if you don't need to. Just
I can
have a look rather than you use it if you want.
The question is, why would you need it?
The ring is a pathway to another tomb.
But you wouldn't need to become a spider. We could. It looks like we should be able to just walk with our own 2 feet.
This satyr has died from something. Maybe gravity does not work all the way through the ring correctly.
I'm gonna go investigate that fella.
Okay. Roll an investigation check as you look over his body.
25.
Okay. Definitely killed by bludgeoning weapons. He does have bruises, There are slight breaks to his bones, but nothing. His body isn't mangled to suggest he fell. He just took a lot of bludgeoning damage. What you will notice is that his robes, obviously he's got that staff that is in his hands, but then also amongst his robes you notice a journal.
Okay.
Can I? And the robes are robes of the Archmagi, I'm guessing?
No, I'm
No?
afraid not. But the staff, if you want to pick up the goat-headed staff, you're welcome to.
I'll take a look at the staff and at the journal. I'll flip through the journal first to see if he said, today I got my new staff of the something.
Okay. So looking at the journal, there aren't very many things that are still available inside the pages of the journal. Most of it is ink stained, hard to read. You do find a section in the journal that is on my spells, and turns out he didn't have much, just a bunch of 1 to 3 level spells. But reading through the journal, you do come across one clear piece or page. To those who find this, know that I, Devlin Bashir, am the last surviving member of the Company of the Yellow Banner. The warlord Razin C stripped us of our weapons and threw us in here on orders of his master Serarak. I can only imagine our souls are to be fed to his phylactery. Alas, it seems he has won. Our company was separated after the incident with the 4-armed gargoyle. The Tomb Guardians tore Seward to pieces, and with him we lost the Starfallen. Our quest was a failure. Even if we found the eye, the elf princess was gone. My friends wouldn't have lasted long without their weapons, especially with a doppelganger in our midst, as Seth suspected. Of course I kept my staff. I'm sure Brixton would have seen some humor in that. Gentle reader, let a dying man offer you one piece of advice. A Serac is a trickster who desires nothing but your soul. His riddles may help you, but in the end, his final secret always leads to your doom. Timora save us all.
When he mentions a doppelganger, he's going to look back at the fake Shago.
So it appears there is another group of the Yellow Banner. Or perhaps the Yellow Banner that you met was not quite the Yellow Banner. Who knows what that is. But there was a group of the Yellow Banner that had gotten inside the tomb previously.
It says not been Dirk's only contract.
How long has the body been here, do we think? What's the level of decomposition?
You identified the staff? Sorry. The body seems to have been here for about 10 days.
Okay.
Okay. So you cast Identify. It is a staff of striking. It's very rare, requires attunement. The staff can be wielded as a magic quarterstaff that grants a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it. The staff has 10 charges. When you hit with a melee weapon attack using it, you can expend up to 3 charges. For each charge you spend, the target takes an extra 1d6 force damage. The staff regains 1d6 plus 4 expended charges daily at dawn. If you expend the last charge, roll a d20 on a 1, the staff becomes a non-magical quarterstaff.
Neat.
Are staffs finesse weapons?
Quarterstaffs, I don't think they are. I can double check very quickly. D&D Beyond.
It seems like a very powerful staff for anyone who would get into melee distance with anyone. And I emphasize melee distance, suggesting that I am not one of those folks who would gain much benefit from it.
No, it's not finesse. It is versatile, though.
Okay.
It's a simple melee weapon.
What does that go from 1d6 to 1d8 on that? On versatile?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It seems very finely balanced. Perhaps we'll keep it, and if we come across another wayward adventurer in these these tombs. Perhaps he or she could make use of it.
You're getting quite the collection on your back there, Everine.
Can
Well,
Dandy carry
staffs.
it? Dandy's very strong.
I can carry it if you wish. Terrell will carry.
All right. So you've got the Staff of Striking.
Nice.
So you have the ring path, and as Averine was walking up, Averine also noticed the gravity pull, which is all good. But then, yeah. So, where do you go?
So it looks like this fella succumbed to bludgeoning wounds. The riddle suggests that if we follow this path, we will come across another tomb. So we can either continue following this path and expect danger ahead, or we can go down the other path and go to that sarcophagus. Either one is fine with me.
I think I would rather go check out this tomb that we can see first.
Sounds good. Lead the way.
Okay.
I'm just curious. I want to look, since the gravity's weird here. Does the ceiling look different at all in this hallway? Like abnormal or anything? Okay.
No, it looks fine.
Okay.
Zola, as you're stepping through, your passive is high enough that you notice directly above your current position, there is a block that is separated from the wall around it to suggest it could fall. Okay. The room that you see in front of you smells quite strongly of wine. On a checkerboard marble floor, a gilded coffin sparkles in sunlight streaming down from the chamber's vaulted ceiling, which arches. This ceiling actually reaches about 12 foot at its center. 4 huge stone gargoyle heads, their mouth agape, protrude from the walls. You do, Zola, notice. Moa speaks to you. This doesn't look right.
No, I agree.
That symbolism doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like a normal god's tomb. I don't know why.
What does it look like?
It looks like someone's tried to make it look like one of ours.
Well, which one? Who did they try to impose?
There's no animal on the front. That's the biggest clue.
Oh. Huh. Weird. Let's see. No, I don't know anything about that.
Light shining down on top of the coffin? I don't know.
Yeah.
What is the matter, Zola?
Well, first off, don't go past the spot, because I know you can't see where I'm pointing, but there's a block that looks like it's set to fall. And if this block fell, could it potentially block the entire room off? Is it that big?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Is the wall tiled from floor to ceiling? Does it look completely enclosed?
The from your point of view, the only it does look completely closed. The only things that really kind of stand out to you are the little wine troughs that you can see along the edge. They are being fed by some tunnel that leads out of the room, which those wine troughs are very thin, but someone small could squeeze.
So
You
the
have
other
that potion.
the other problem is that where the animal gods have been kind of alluded to and pictured on the top of their sarcophagi, that this isn't one of them. It is made to look like one of them, but it's not one of them.
This is a trap.
Maybe we should follow the clue.
Or one of the Lich's tests. This could hold the key.
Yeah, we are looking for a key. Do you think that this could... Well, what does the light look like? Is it yellow light?
It is white light that seems to be coming from some point in the corner of the room, but as you look to the source, it doesn't look like there's actually a... You're underground. There's no tunnel that leads up to daylight.
So it looks like daylight.
It looks like daylight, but it's not.
There was a clue for daylight, was there not?
The dead are called sunlight, so the dead hate sunlight.
Maybe we should go look around elsewhere and see what we find, so we know what this room is supposed to be like. Because
the sunlight. Wait. There's sunlight coming straight onto the tomb.
Apparently, though, the source of the sunlight doesn't make sense.
And the dead hate sunlight, so perhaps. So if the dead hate sunlight, perhaps opening the tomb will anger whatever is inside of it.
Or perhaps it's not really sunlight. If the architect of the tomb was an undead, why would he put sunlight in it?
He's crazy. I'm not. I'm beginning to attempt to understand the creator of this tomb.
Let us avoid this room if we...
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys back up away from it.
Should we take the stucco?
Well, we should definitely attempt one of these things.
This is the last. Yeah, it's either the descending into darkness, going into the ring, or this checkerboard room.
Well, looking at, and maybe this is just the way, did we see any other doors in the room?
Over here, there did appear to be a section of the wall that, while it didn't look like a door, it looked different from the rest of it, slightly different, altered color. It is a 10-foot wide section of the wall, 8 foot tall, does look different from the rest.
Would Pijo be able to identify it as a secret door if it is in fact a secret door?
If Pijo wanted to go closer to it to look at it, yeah.
Let's see, would his passive have gotten? His passive for that would be 21, with it since it's with advantage?
Not from that far away.
Okay. Well, then he wouldn't even think to go look at it, so I won't.
Okay.
Let us explore the ring.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we want to go, like, separate ourselves? And I know how that sounds, first off, but bear with me. If it's a ring, then we might be able to meet on either side whatever smashed that goat guy. Maybe not all of us will be gotten.
Devlin, he had a name.
Did he? Good to know. I did not read the thing.
Sorry, Picho.
I will go this way.
Okay. Who's going which way? Line yourselves up on the corridor, controlling the direction you want to go. And which way is Dandy going? Or should Dandy stay still?
Dandy should go in front, I think. Personally, I'd put him at the front.
Yeah.
As, like
The front
protection.
The front of who? Which one?
Either group. Just he should be at the front of one of the groups, because if something comes down and hits, then no offense, but I could cope with losing Dandy more than anyone else.
Well, Zola has the lantern. We will take Shago.
We will take Dandy.
Dandy. His name is Dandy.
Take Shago.
Okay. So, if I understand that rightly, Averine and up go one direction and Pijo down go the other, right? Okay, you all start walking along the floor, and it's a kind of a strange experience to walk like that as you go up. You get past the halfway point, and you can see each other, which is good. You appear to be on the ceiling, and you meet each other.
So this is what this is like, if you were wondering.
The three of you, like that, you've met. What do you do now? It just kind of stops.
What is directly above?
Or
below, depending on perspective.
From where you are, you just appear to be in a 10-foot tall tunnel. Like, it just seems like a loop. There don't appear to be any corridors that break out of the way.
Maybe we need to complete the ring.
Mm.
Should we?
All
I'm
right.
gonna light the
Pardon me.
lantern first.
We all,
Pardon me. Pardon me.
but excuse.
I'm gonna light the lantern and see if there are any passageways on the walls here.
So,
Wow.
what specifically does the lantern reveal?
It's invisible things, I believe.
Tombs of dead
things.
gods.
Okay.
Secret keys, also.
All of
Okay.
those things it reveals.
So, what you witness as you reveal the use the lantern of revealing is directly between the three groups is an invisible, the two groups of three people, is an invisible gate.
Check it for
Okay.
traps.
It looks like a gate is in a portal. So it doesn't look to be trapped, but it's a portal that's right in the middle.
So like an arcane gate.
Like an arcane gate, yes. A planar gate almost.
Like a separate tomb entirely. Could be on the other side of that portal.
Only one way to find out.
Not it.
You must investigate.
I
Go.
Shago can't Dandy can't report back.
As Dandy gets pushed through towards Zola, because you guys walk in that direction, so it's Zola and Dandy up front in front of the thing. As Dandy gets pushed towards Zola, he disappears from view as he passes through the planar gate.
In the plane of water now.
I will shift my awareness into Alawando and send Alawando through the gate as well.
Okay. Alawando passes through the gate and goes in the same direction, right? Yeah. So he sees Dandy, no problem, and can look back and see you guys. Like, looks like one tunnel, but doesn't see the other three on the opposite side.
So from his perspective, we're just going through the ring.
Yep, you're just going around the ring, and it's empty past this gate, except for those that pass through from this side.
I'll let him keep going.
Mm-hmm. They'll wrap around with, and you'll get back to the bottom. You'll see exactly the dungeon that you see before you, the marble crossword puzzle checkerboard floor to the right. You continue looking. There isn't Devlin's body down, and keeps going. Doesn't see you guys when it wraps around.
I'll have Alawando nibble on Dandy's clothes and drag him back up through the portal, and I'll report as I'm seeing what's going on.
Yep. So it would appear that the tunnel is a ring, and at the tip there is a portal. At that point, when you cross through it, you cross into a different tunnel. And then you keep going around through the portal back to the original in a different one, and so on.
Right. So then I will send, once Alawando comes back to this dimension, I'll send Alawando the other way to fly over everyone's head and go in through the other direction.
Similar situation for Alawando. Flies back, goes over everyone's head. Everyone sees Alawando pass through the planar gate. And at that point, Averine, Dandy, and Tower stop seeing Alawando as he's passed through into the other plane. But from that angle, as he passes through. So he disappears from view. Going through would make a complete loop and then pop out where Dandy, Tower, and Averine are. Okay.
So I guess we have to go through and then explore the checker room and through the gate. Is that what you guys are perceiving?
There might be something to that.
Yeah.
Should we all go in the same side though, or is this okay? You think?
If we cross, it seems to make a loop at the top. If we cross here, we will meet again at the bottom. If that is correct. Alejandro just went through the loop and then came back out our side. Yeah?
Yeah.
After he did
So,
the loop.
if all of you walk through the gate, you'll cross paths in the opposite tomb and then meet back again at the bottom.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Splitting the party has never been so confusing.
We'll do that.
All right. So as you guys pass through into this alternative tomb, we're going to end our session there, and we will explore the other Tomb of the Nine Gods next week on Crituitous RP. So make sure to follow us on Twitch, follow us on Twitter, follow us on, subscribe to us on YouTube, because you can do that. So please do so. And yeah, we love to have you guys watching us. So share us with all your friends, and we will see you next week. Bye.